All right, we are live. What's everybody up to today? Been a busy week, huh? How's everybody doing in chat? Everybody all right? Glad you made it to chat. Thank you if you are in the chat. And don't be shy. Feel free to talk with us in the chat, interact with us tonight. All right, Kingsley, let's do a podcast here.
I'm ready. Yep.
Let's do this. All right. Everything sounds good. I'm not muting everybody. Everybody's not muted. Good. All right, here we go. 3, 2. Well, what's up, Guardian? Welcome to episode 327. That is a fantastic Chevy engine, by the way, of Guardian Downcast. I'm your host, Todd the Gator, and I'm a day one Guardian who loves gaming and especially the Destiny franchise. We're the podcast that's all about your stories, your community, and your destiny. For those of you who may have just discovered our podcast, we're a weekly gaming show with an emphasis on the Destiny franchise, but we like to sprinkle in some entertainment and other topics of discussion relating to our hobby as well, especially on our roundtable episodes. For those of you listening right now on the podcast platforms out there and you want to check out our live shows, it's real simple. You just go to Todd the Gator. It's TODDTHEGATR. It's on YouTube and Twitch. And of course, now our Discord community, they can hop in and listen and usually see our faces just by clicking that RSVP on the event tab when I put it in the Discord, notifying everybody when we go live. We like to engage with our chats in all three areas. So if you have a comment or question, we do have eyes on all three areas, and we'll be sure to engage with you guys as well. If you have any questions for us tonight, or you want to give us some feedback on what we're talking about. It's usually on Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We'll have a replay, of course, on YouTube and Twitch if you want to watch it later. If you couldn't make the live show, you can watch the replays of it. And of course, you can go to guardiandowncast.com to listen to any individual episodes, whatever order you like. I have my co-host from the great state of Utah, nursing pain medication tonight, Mr. Kingsley Mack. How you doing, Mike? You doing all right, man? You gonna make it?
You told him the secret. Yeah, no, I'm doing great, actually. I'm glad to be here. For episode 327. I have no idea what that means in Chevy terms.
327 was a small block.
Engine?
Yeah, it's a small block Chevy. It's a classic one. Yeah, it's a short stroke. It's a really high revving engine. Sorry, I don't mean to do that.
Don't care.
I don't want to do that. I know you don't. Sorry. How you been, man? You doing okay? You gonna make it tonight?
Oh, I'm gonna make it great. I'm always glad to be here and talk about stuff. I'm just it doesn't need to be said. No, poor me, but I'm in some pain, but it's okay. I'm glad to be here.
We got Mr. Willem Scream in the chat tonight. How are you, sir? How are you doing? We're trying to figure out a date to get him on our show. So, spoiler alert, we're working with Willem to see when we can get him on our show in a future episode. He does. If you guys haven't checked this guy out, he does some really cool videos where you need to learn any glitches or something that's going on in Destiny 2, or something easy to farm, some kind of. So think of Cheese Forever, but he does a lot more video. I like his content. I think you check in on Zur too. You mentioned what's good at Zur as well. I always watch those videos too. So welcome, sir. Appreciate you, man. This week it's another co-hosted show, and we have a lot to talk about this week. First, we're going to catch up with the week. I have 2 movie reviews to share tonight. We'll also share our experiences from Bungie's new Festival of the Lost event and all its bugs and glory. Next, Kingsley Mack and I will go over this week in Destiny and cover any of the major topics in Bungie's weekly blog. Then it's time for our topic of the week. Kingsley and I will discuss the future of the franchise going into the new Renegades, that next major annual expansion. And this will also tie into our question of the week that Kingsley created this time around. So he's going to read off the results and comments on it. And if there's any questions in our community, we'll be sure to answer those before we go tonight. So if you do have a question for us in the chat, you can do it 2 ways. You can either enter it in our chat, or you can head over to our podcast questions channel in our Discord. And what's that? The Discord is discord.gg/Guardian Downcast. Willem says, I like to think of myself as a Destiny weatherman. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I like that. I like that, sir. All right. Well, we have a lot to go through tonight. So if everyone's ready, let's roll. Well, Mr. Kingsley Mack, it's been an interesting week, man. Do you want to share your ailment that you have tonight, or just going through some pain, I guess?
No, it's just, I mentioned in a previous show, but I've been getting more arthritis,
Yeah.
more than I should for my age. Osteoarthritis runs in my family. My grandmother and mother had it, and it usually affects women more. Um, but just for whatever reason, and it might be because I gained too much, but I've been getting some, especially the pointer fingers in both my hands, and then now a little bit of progression to my right thumb. And so I'm really just trying everything I can to get this figured out. But anyone knows anything about that, there's no magical cure. Once the cartilage kind of goes away, it's like, ooh, you know.
Speak
So
from
I'm
experience.
on
Yeah.
some major pain meds tonight.
Yeah.
Feeling a little loopy, but the thing about it is, even when I'm loopy or like inebriated or whatever, I can hold it
Yeah.
together. Now, if you were to look at me, I would, my head's almost on the desk and everything,
Man,
but
that
I can
sucks.
podcast great. Don't you worry. It'll be a good show tonight.
Okay. That's good to know. Yeah. It's been, it's funny, man. Here we are. We're going to talk about all of our ailments again, but this is the old guy
You're the one who's
podcast.
so excited
I'm
to talk
usually,
about me
I
and you.
don't know. I just, it's funny. I just had a podcast, my 50 years experience required podcast. I just put an episode, a couple episodes ago, actually, where I was talking about health and, working out and how I had a hip problem. I had bursitis, man. I'm too freaking young to have bursitis in my hip. And I was having this shooting pain. Long story short, I went to physical therapy and everything. They really couldn't do anything for me. I just decided to go back and do my weightlifting again. Just go back and start lifting weights again, doing mule kicks, doing all kinds of stuff for my hip. And it's amazing. A week just a week of getting back into the gym, the pain went away. I'm like, okay, I hear you. I'm going to do it. So I skipped a week is what I'm trying to say. I skipped a week and the pain came back. So I'm like, okay, yeah, this is it, Todd.
Hey,
You got to go to the gym.
Joints. No, that's so true. You want muscles to help support
Yes,
things.
exactly.
Unfortunately, there's not many muscles in the fingers.
That's the problem.
Really...
you should probably have like a grip, like one of those spring grip exercising things on your desktop. Probably a good idea.
Look, I use my fingers plenty. The problem is I'm using them too much for gaming and stuff. So like I do need some rest. It might, I don't know. I hopefully won't cramp my gaming coming up in the future, but
I hope not.
But yeah, I just need to like do less of the same things, like the triggers on the R1s, the R2s, all L1s, L2s.
Right.
And then
triggers.
The thumb, I think, was just more of a one-off. I think I may have just actually, I'm hoping it feels more like maybe I just kind of like overextended a tendon, and that can get a little bit better. I hope it's not the actual
I got you.
Cartilage yet for the thumb, but boy, my trigger fingers though. I mean, I always even telling you in DM, I might even start to learn M&K just so I'm doing something different than just the same old controller stuff. So
you might think about getting a modded controller. I mean, that might be a good thing. Maybe put your triggers somewhere else, or maybe invert them. I mean, those SCUF controllers are really nice, man. You can program them. They have really smooth paddles. There's another modded controller I have that I don't have it on camera right now, but oh man, Willem says he has a rheumatoid arthritis in my family. It's very tough.
Oh man, I'm sorry. See, I only have
rheumatoid's rough.
I'm sorry about the rheumatoid.
Yeah,
see, I feel bad now talking about mine.
Yeah,
but like,
I know.
But also on what you're saying about like a modded controller, I have actually been using my middle fingers more instead of my pointer fingers for the buttons on the top. And so I have just kind of naturally moved to that, but it's going to get much harder if those fingers get bad too. It's going to be really hard to do middle fingers, ring fingers, because that's too far down the line to hit the triggers well. But I don't know. I'll figure stuff out. And I have hope. I've been downing not that it's a total cure, but I've been downing the glucosamine, chondroitin stuff. I've been
believe me, I took that a long time ago for my knees.
Injections where they take your platelets and they concentrate it and they inject it back, and supposedly it can help heal the cartilage some.
You can do I think you can do there's all kinds of different things you can do. Believe me, as I've gotten older, I've researched quite a bit of stuff. I'm just blessed, man. I'm just blessed that I don't have any major ailments at my age. I mean, I have a lot of friends that can't even play video games anymore because their hands are just so bad. It really
Mm.
sucks, man.
Well, yeah, and I don't want to be at that point.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I'll get a little bit depressed because it's video games is
Of
such a big thing in my life, of course,
course.
like
Yeah.
you and everyone that listens here,
Yeah.
and
That's true.
I don't want to be someone that can't play games at all sometime in my 50s.
Mm,
I'm in my late 40s right now. And I mean, if it's 70s or 80s, that's different. That's like
yeah.
normal progression. But like, I don't want to be someone that's like,
Yeah.
can't play at all. So I'll have to see what I can do.
Well, sorry, I didn't mean to jump on the ailments train this
It's
early.
all good.
But what else you been up to, man? What have you been? Did you?
Yeah.
I think you. I'll let you talk. Go ahead. What you been doing this week, man?
Well, I did. Um, what was I going to mention actually?
Wait.
Well,
I think you finished a game.
yes, yeah, I was going to mention that, but there was one other thing. Let me pull up my notes here. But in the meantime, yeah, I mean, I finished Ghost of Yotai. Excellent game. Just slightly lower rating than Ghost of Tsushima,
Okay.
where I would give that one like a 9 or 9.5. I'd give this like a 8.5 or a 9.
Okay.
But an excellent game. It's
I think you said last week
something
that it
that you
was.
should check out.
I think you said it last week. You said it was a little bit less than. A little bit less
Yeah.
than Claire Obscure 33.
Yeah, so like game of the year, because I know a lot of people had
Mm,
Ghost of Tsushima as game of the year, but like this year, definitely I still would give Claire Obscure Expedition 33 game of the year. But
gotcha.
for any other game that I played this year, I would say this is probably a close second for
Okay.
how good it is.
Oh, okay.
So really fun game. Yeah.
Nice. Well,
Really fun on that.
glad you finally cleared it. I haven't played it, of course, but I've been watching people play it, and it looks like a really killer game, man. Problem is, man, I just don't have any time to play anything. I'm working on two other YouTube channels right now. I've got my 50 years experience podcast I'm doing. I have this podcast every week. I have just a little bit of time to play Festival of the Lost this week, and I'm like, my God, where did the time go this week? It's just getting tougher to game, and there's a lot of games I want to play.
Well, I mean, you could do less on that side. I know a lot of people.
It's a passion
they've learned,
project.
and I don't know if you
Yeah.
care, but
Yeah.
they've learned that they
Yeah.
are not going to let podcasting get in the way of gaming. So they
Yeah.
really try to do it in a way where it takes very little effort so that they can still game.
You know me,
You don't want
man.
to be one of these like people that are only creating content but not getting to enjoy it.
I'm hard headed, man. I'm an old dog, man. I don't know. It's a passion project of mine, and it's actually taken off really quick. This YouTube channel, I'm really surprised. It's about my lawn. What I do in my business.
Mhm.
It's a lawn related channel, or actually a pest management related channel. And I just started it a week ago, and I'm already at like 5,000 views on it. It's crazy, man. There's just not a lot of competition out there for lawn and pest control or whatever. People are wanting to learn something. And dude, I've been doing it for over 3 decades. So if I haven't seen it yet, I'd be a miracle. I've seen everything, especially in lawns, which is what I love to do. I love plants and stuff. So sorry, you were saying.
It's okay. Yeah. Other gaming, we had
Yeah.
another fun week doing our Desert Perpetual raid.
Yes.
We were able to bring a community member through, Mr. Kilvin.
Yes.
Congratulations. It was fun to run with you.
That was fun.
And here's a funny, now I'm not going to mention specifics, but this is the oldest raid crew I've ever run with. Our average was probably 45 or higher.
We were all old
And that's
fogies.
unheard of.
Yeah.
Sin was the youngest, or
Right.
no, maybe it was no, yeah, because Ronan said higher than Sin's number. I'm not going to mention numbers, but Sin was the youngest, and so if anyone figures out how old Sin is, he was the youngest in our crew.
Yes, he was.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
yeah. And I'm 48, and there was a few people older than me. Like I would say a few. I'm not going to give exact numbers. So like,
Yeah.
hey, it shows us older or seniors. Yeah, I wouldn't consider me a senior yet, Zombie. Maybe Todd's a senior, but I'm not a senior yet.
Yeah.
I love you, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely a senior. I don't deny it anymore. I just roll with it.
What? 65?
Yeah, something like
That's
that. I don't know. I don't even think I'll ever retire, to be honest. I think I'll just keep working through my 60s and 70s. I really do. Cause it's funny, man. Two of my in-laws, they retired as soon as they could retire, they retired. They took their pension and they retired. And man, they just been falling down quickly. Yeah, it's, I don't know. My mother fell again. She fell really hard this time, and she finally got out of the hospital, but she's going for her third time in the rehab center. So,
Welcome to the health podcast tonight, everyone.
Sorry. My bad.
No, it's okay.
I'm
It's
rambling
okay.
a little bit tonight. It's been a long day, but
The raid.
yeah.
The raid. So I
Yes.
had a lot of fun.
Yes.
I want to hear your thoughts too, but I
Mhm.
do want to say real quick, it
Mhm.
was surprising because an encounter that a lot of people consider one of the easier encounters, the Wyvern, we
Yeah.
had more trouble than normal, but we
Yeah.
don't need to talk about that. But I was really
Yeah.
impressed because when we got to Hobgoblin, sometimes people consider that a hard encounter. And I was even telling Kilvin, I'm like, get ready for the hardest encounter.
Yeah.
And we passed it first try.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I had fun. I was impressed. I don't know how we did so good in Hobgoblin this
I
week.
I was worried, man, at the beginning because we did one of the easiest encounters of the raid, and we were struggling. It just wasn't working out. And then the thing that really bugged me is we finally got to the boss, and we were rolling, man. We were in sync. We got up there, and Zombie wasn't there, so I took his spot as far as the I don't know, the little, I call them the umbrella trees, where you have to line up all the dots up top on top of the boss, and they were off kilter. I go to the umbrella. I would go. The umbrella would be over here, and the two orbs were way over here. I'm like, I don't know which one to go to. I guess I'm going to stand between the two we talked about. And of course, what we had to do is just leave the game and come back. But little minor bug, I guess, at the end there. But otherwise, we didn't have any issues really with the raid. It was really fun.
Yeah, it was just some teaching time, and we did pretty good for what it was, still being a fairly substantial raid
Yeah,
and a little bit harder raid. We did pretty good getting someone through it.
Didn't we do Hobgoblin in one run? Did you just say that?
That's what I said. Yeah,
Yeah, that was
super impressed
amazing.
because,
Yeah.
and we even having a new person, and even switching some people around because Ronan hadn't done a runner position yet. So
Right.
usually it's me, you, and Zombie. So
That's right.
Ronan went to runner position with you and me,
Mhm.
and not that the non-runners don't have anything to do. They have a very important job too, filling in the circles real quick right before someone runs through.
Right.
But seriously, we got it done the first try. I think it was a 2-phase too, not even
Mhm.
3-phase, was it? I'm trying to remember if it was a. I think it was
Two-phase.
a 2-phase.
Two-phase, man.
Yeah.
We knocked it right out.
So we
Yeah.
did really good with
I-
Hobgoblin.
I'm not
Really good.
ready to do Epic yet, but I'm definitely getting comfortable playing it. And I finally got the auto rifle, man. I'm trying to remember the name of that damn thing. Hold on, I'll tell you. I got it in my inventory.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to get this intercalary auto rifle. It's a 600.
Galactic.
Sounds really good though when you fire it. I got a couple of those really. Tier 3s, of course, because they haven't fixed that problem, that thing yet. I should be getting tier 4s and 5s in the raids, but I'm only getting tier 3s, which is just driving me nuts. But yeah, I really like this raid. It's so much fun. I don't know if I'm going to I don't know if I'm ready to switch and try a new position yet. A new job. I'm kind of finally getting into
Well,
the flow. I know you like to do
I
that.
am. So I'll switch with Kate then if you
Yeah.
don't want to switch, because I finally want to do
Yeah.
Inside for Hydra this
I
next
get
week
it.
and see what it's like.
Yeah, I get it, man. Yeah.
'Cause I think that's really the only thing I don't have a feel for yet. All the other things I can kind of see what people are doing, but I can't really
Right.
see what you guys are doing because I'm on the outside.
Right.
So I'm sure I've gone in those rooms, but I don't really have a feel for it. But
I had a great time, man. It was I thought it was a really fun raid, and I look forward to Saturday nights now. And I'll keep live streaming it because maybe people look at it and learn from just some regular plebs playing it, instead of the killers out there who get it done so quickly. You're like, well, wait a minute, what did they just do? That kind of stuff. But anyway, yeah, it's I don't know, it was a lot of fun. So what else you been up to, man?
and then whether we're going to talk about in catch up or a little mini segment afterwards, I do want to talk about Festival of Lost stuff, so you can decide
No,
when we talk about
let's get
that.
into it now. I want to get into it now because
I do have a little fair
yeah.
amount to talk about.
I have some thoughts on that too. No, I just say
Yeah.
we just get into it now. I mean,
Okay.
we don't have to make
All
it
right, all right.
so structured, But
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
Festival of the
Festival of the
Lost
Lost
is
dropped.
yeah. And
Yeah.
look, first of all, you might be surprised, my opinion, actually. I'm pretty satisfied. Now, again, this isn't like totally bringing me back where I'm playing like multiple hours a day or whatever,
Yeah.
but I really like the activity. When we were talking about it up until now, when I heard it was a variation of Altars of Sorrow, I'm like, really? But I think they did a good job with it.
Mhm.
And having it only be three phases and then the boss, it's not super long.
Right.
Having six people, it's very lively. It's the perfect amount of difficulty. The rewards rain upon you.
They
I've been
do.
having a lot of fun with it so far.
You're going to be surprised by my answer because I played it. Of course, we did damage on the final boss too quickly, and we got soft locked. So we had to all eventually, once all the random people realized we were trying to wipe. Once we wiped, then we started back right where we left off, and of course the little hive pools, came back in where we could finish up the encounter, which was really quick. Most of the players I was around were pretty capable. They were killing stuff pretty quick. But the encounter, I don't know, man. I'll tell you this. The weapons I'm not crazy about. It's a submachine gun. I was just looking at it. It's
Well, yeah, I already told you that
the
last
gun
week
burn.
also.
I mean,
And
I got a tier 5 with kinetic trimmers and lead from light, and it has the ancillary ordnance where it throws a little rocket propelled thing. I've got 2 of these now with very good rolls, and of course the bow. I know it's Hush. I know it has that what is it, the Archer's Gambit, where you can hip fire it. I don't hip fire bows. It's not my thing, man. I mean, I got a tier 5 one of those with everything I need pretty much. And the shotgun I got from last season, that's a bring back weapon. I really didn't. I'm just not crazy about the weapons, but I tell you what I do like about it though, Kingsley, is I love the fact that if you don't want to play the activity, you can just keep collecting candy by wearing your mask. You get your mask at the first thing you got to talk to Aunt Eva and she'll give you a mask, and that
whatever,
activates
that's
it.
nothing new there.
But
Yeah,
I was playing just a solo Grandmaster solo ops,
yeah.
and you can get about 400 to 500 candy per run. So I've just been accumulating my candy, and then what I did is I went and bought it says a tier 3 Ingram we're at Eva, but I got a tier 5 right out of the gate from just spending on like 400 candy, I think it is. And then there's mask you can buy. I think there's some new masks that came out that you have to do little easy missions. So I'll probably have to run the new haunted altars a few times just to get those new masks.
Yeah, because you went past it. You didn't really answer it. What do you like the activity?
I
Because we were kind of
I
talking about that first.
it it's okay. I mean, maybe the
See,
bugs.
I'm not surprised.
Maybe
You
it's
said
just
I'd be
all the bugs.
surprised.
Maybe it's just
I'm
all the
not surprised.
you're
You
not.
kind of refuse to like six-player activities,
I
so I'm
mean,
not surprised.
I know everyone's going to scream at me right now through the interwebs. I like the haunted lost sectors because I love lost sectors. They're soloable. You can get
Yeah,
them done. You can farm them, and you can do them like just chilling. You can be watching YouTube and
So you're
chilling
just
out.
kind of hard-headed there, but like,
I know, yeah.
yeah.
I know there's some people
So
on my
many
side
people are
out there.
happy they finally changed. Do you even
Yeah,
know, like, just because you like Haunted Lost Sectors, and that's fine,
yeah,
so many people are happy that they finally made a new activity this year. So that's proof that they
yeah.
needed to change it every once in a while.
Well, we're going to talk
Yeah.
about
And
that.
that's fair if you don't like the activity.
Yeah,
So, like,
right.
forget that you liked Haunted Lost Sectors and forget the
Yeah.
bugs.
I just
But
don't like match
I
made
don't think you like
activities.
six-player.
I just don't like match made
Yeah, I don't know
activities because
why.
people
Yeah.
can be such douchebags. You'll have people in there that'll just stay idle, sitting in the back. They'll do what they need to do to get credit for it, but then they'll just sit back there and let everyone else. I guess it's
Doesn't
fine.
cause a problem, though,
I guess
for a
it's
lot of
fine because,
activities.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I guess it's fine because we can, obviously we got plenty of killing power. We're so overpowered as Guardians right
You're
now.
worrying about things that don't even cause a problem in
You're
this activity.
you're probably right.
Yeah.
But
You're so jaded that you don't even give it a try.
dude, I have just had the worst times. Whenever I finally say, fine, I got to get this triumph done. I'll do matchmaking. I'll do Fire Team Finder. I'll jump in and do whatever. And I get burned every time, dude. I'll have someone that'll
No,
grief
you
me over
don't. You're
something.
not.
I just have not had
You
good
think
luck.
you do, but it's not. I guarantee it's not every time.
I don't
You
know, man.
see,
I've been
you're the
hearing a
type of
lot.
person that happens like 2 out of 10 times, and you're like, "It's happening every time."
No, I'm just saying. I mean, I've been listening to people
Yeah, yeah.
in the and I don't do that positive toxic positivity bullshit on me. Um, not giving me a chance to respond. No, I'm just saying. I've even heard people in our community that have talked about it. So, yeah, I mean, that's I don't know. It's okay.
Yeah, so
And
I
I'm
am
I'm
not
gonna run it. I'm
surprised.
gonna run it to get the track done. You know, I'm gonna do that, but I'm not gonna be happy about it. I just don't like matchmaking stuff. Pre-made stuff like our raids on Saturday nights. I love that stuff, man. But I'm not crazy about general activities that I have to rely on someone else and you got to hope
But you
that they're
don't
motivated.
have to rely on them, I promise, for this activity.
Yeah.
You just think you do, but you
Well,
don't.
that's the thing, man. I noticed they have a firewall version of it, and I haven't tried it yet. It'd probably be just crazy hard, but they do have a firewall version where you can customize it where it's not matchmaking. Did you see that?
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't
Well,
been crazy enough to try it,
so
but
yeah, so yeah, again, I'm not. You thought I'd be surprised of your opinion. No, I'm not
yeah.
surprised. You
All
actually
right.
don't like it. I knew that that would happen, but
All right.
but okay. But now let's talk about the bug stuff. So
Yes.
yeah, because you went all the way to like weapons and other things before I was even
Sorry.
ready to move
You're
on.
you're gonna sorry, I know you're the one on medication tonight, but you're probably gonna have to keep me on the rails tonight. Sorry about that, brother.
Because
Yeah.
I actually do want to talk about this a little bit.
Yes.
I think even though the weapons are just
Yeah.
and again, I don't care about the leveling up, but they
Yeah.
did the good thing where it drops one tier higher. So I'm in the 300s and I'm getting tier 4 drops, of course. They're doing the thing where when I got the chest at the end, and again, it's like an 8-minute activity. If you just kind of go through it fast, it's super nice. It's like I think more fun than a strike even. And I got like 6 drops of like weapons and armor, and then like 4 other extra things. Like it just rains upon you, like all sorts of loot and stuff.
Yeah.
Whether you want it or not, I mean, it's at least it's giving you lots of stuff. Now let's talk about the bug. I mean, the bugs. It is a little unfortunate, but it hasn't been as much of a deal as I thought it might because people are kind of figuring out quickly that if you even play it a couple times and you run into one of those bugs, you know the next time to go in, just don't do as much damage right away on the boss.
I
So even if
didn't.
there's like a new person who's just coming in right away,
Yeah.
if they're the only one doing damage on the
Yeah.
boss,
I
at
just
least
killed
the other
ads.
4 people,
Yeah.
yeah, the other 4 people might know because they've already learned that
Right.
experience.
Yeah.
And so yeah, Bungie needs to fix it, but it's not as bad as I ran into. I would say out of my 8 times of running the activity, well, I didn't run into it at all, but I know other people ran into it sometimes as much as like 75% of the time at the beginning, but I think that's just because no one really knew
Yeah.
back then. But the good news, and I think they should have done this all along because Division's doing really good with this, but they're going to make it a 3-week activity now. I'm like, they should have just done that anyways.
Yeah.
Like, why do they so many like the gun thing weeks are only one week long. The a
Mhm.
lot of these other activities are only 2 weeks long. Like, why are they so short? They should be longer. And
Yeah.
now, because of the bug, luckily we're getting a third week on this activity.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's
that's
what,
good, right?
yeah, you kind of buried the lead, but that's what they mentioned in the TWAB that they're going to extend it. And
Yeah.
they should. There's a lot of
No,
people
no,
who
no. They mentioned
only,
that before the twid.
yeah.
It's not a twid
Yeah.
thing. They
That was a
mentioned that even
tweet.
earlier.
That was
Yeah.
a tweet. I remember.
Yeah.
But they, a lot of people work that front part of the, I mean, are off work in the front part of the reset. And it's not fair for them to have, if they're working over the weekend and they can't play it anymore. I mean, you know what I mean? It just can be a pain in the butt. Bungie, fix your game. Now, I was listening back to last week's podcast, and it's funny. You said you don't think there would be many bugs. I can go back and play it back, and I said, man, I'm really
Yeah.
worried about the bugs because every time they have a new activity,
Yeah. No,
it's got to go through the damn bugs. And it goes
you
back
know
to
why
what you
I'm
said.
surprised?
They just don't have a lot of people to keep on top of that stuff or
Yes,
test it
I
even.
know. And this
Yeah.
is one time where I'm actually surprised they had this bug because it's one thing when you have so many systems in the portal and yeah, they need more QA. Obviously that's true, but This was an activity that all they had to do, they didn't even need QA people. All they need to do is have a play tester somewhere, some intern they're paying nothing.
Yeah.
Couldn't they have just run this a few times? It feels like they didn't even run it at all,
I
to
don't
know
I
that
don't know
there
if
was
they
this
have
bug.
any testers. I don't want to say that
It's
because they probably
crazy.
do, but they probably have such a big list of stuff they have to test. They probably just say, well, no time to test this. You know,
Ah,
I
so
don't
that's
know.
why I thought it wouldn't have bugs because it's easy to test an actual activity
Yeah.
versus testing systems. The systems, you actually need QA people, but
Right.
an activity, I mean, that's easy to test. Like just run it a few times, like, geez. Anyways,
See,
but
Zombie's on my side. He goes, I'm happy there's a new thing, but I enjoyed the Lost Sector. See, there's people who
well,
like the Lost
most people
Sectors.
are excited about the new thing. I guarantee it.
Fine.
Yeah,
Whatever.
there was like a huge, everyone on all the streams were like really saying that it's nice. They're getting bored of the Lost Sectors.
Okay. All right. I give up. That's toxic
Do you
positivity,
know also?
man. What are you
Do you remember what
doing?
they used to have? Do you
Yeah.
remember what they used to have before the Lost Sectors?
Trying to remember. I've done them
And it
all.
wasn't the best activity.
Done them all.
The thing before the Lost Sectors was the Haunted Forest, remember?
Oh, I did not like that. I didn't like Dawn of
Of
Forest.
course you didn't. Of course you didn't. But you probably don't
I
remember
ran them.
because you
I ran
probably
it
just hid
fire.
your
I
head
ran
in
it
the sand.
fireballed. I ran it fireballed every time.
Of course you did. But when they switched to the Lost Sectors, you probably don't remember this because you didn't want to hear it. But a lot of people were upset when they switched to the Lost Sectors.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah.
I'm not saying they were horrible, but like,
No, I mean,
yeah, they, yeah.
it's a light activity. I'm going to definitely work my butt off to get all the mask. I'm going to get the mask, and but I'm going to get the mask because I collect mask. I have all the masks, and I always put something on like I put my the this the version of Fallen. What are they called? They're not Fallen, but they're like altered Fallen. I had that. Remember they had that mask, and so I wore that one this week.
You
The
mean the Scorn?
Scorn. Jeez,
Jeez.
there's too many. There's too many names of stuff in this game. It's hard enough to remember weapon names, but to remember all the races. I mean, this is how deep
Play the
this
game
game
some
is.
more.
I know, whatever. Get good, right? I know. I hear you, man.
Do you want to talk about the Crucible stuff now or in the Twid? Because they are going to talk about that in the
I
Twid too.
honestly I
It's
haven't even played the Halloween Rumble event. I
okay.
haven't done it.
Let's wait for the Twid then.
I'm not a big fan of Rumble. But I mean,
There's a cheese that people are doing, and Bungie's actually promoting it now too.
oh, okay. I got you. Let's talk about it
Yeah,
then, because I really don't have any context for
yeah,
you as
yeah,
far as anything Crucible.
yeah.
I
It's in the
just,
Twid. Yeah.
I mean, Jeff will be sad to hear, but I really haven't played much Crucible ever since Iron Banner. Iron Banner, I love Iron Banner, and I want to jump in and do some trials on a weekend, especially when that auto rifle comes back around. But I just been slammed. Like every time I turn around, there's something I got to get done. I know people tired of me bitch and moan about that, but I have two movie reviews I want to share. Um,
Go ahead.
the first movie I saw was this just last Tuesday. We saw After the Hunt. It's a drama starring Julia Roberts. She's a philosophy professor at Yale, and Andrew Garfield stars as her fellow professor who is accused of raping a student. Roberts' character is kind of Julia Roberts is kind of caught in the middle of who to believe, who did what, and it was also one of her star students that was raped. It was played by Ayo Edebiri, from The Bear. The the girl that played in that The Bear was like the first assistant chef or whatever. Anyway, it has lots of moving parts in this movie, though, as the rape was the main story on the surface, but there's another surprising story element that surfaces later in the film. The film also exposes the generational gap between the Gen X professors and their Gen Z students and how they clash. The only thing I didn't like was how slowly the movie took off to ramp up finally at the end. It was pretty good. If you're able to keep up with all the subplots in the movie, I think you'll like it. It's a very, if you like cerebral movies that make you think a bit, then you might enjoy this one, but just know it's a slow burn in the beginning. I mean, I thought it was a solid movie, though. I mean, my wife and I were talking about it afterwards, which is always a good sign of a well-written movie, but I give it 3.5 stars. It was a solid, okay, solid. It was a solid movie, but Rotten Tomatoes did not agree with me. 39% from the 39% from the audience, or actually 35% from the audience, 39 from the critics. So they did not like it, but I thought it was a very smart movie. Maybe it was just too many moving parts in the movie that just turned people off. But all I can say, it was a pretty complicated movie, but I liked it. So maybe wait for it to come out on the streaming services and then check it out. It'll probably be on HBO or something soon. Who knows? The second movie my wife and I saw was last weekend, called Good Fortune. It was the first role Keanu Reeves has had in a comedy. It's about a well-meaning but aloof guardian angel who tries to help a guy down on his luck, who plays, that's Aziz Ansari who plays that. And he decides to have him switch places with his boss, who's played by Seth Rogen. And what happens is a disaster. Without giving too much away, this guardian angel loses his wings for whatever blunder he does. For me, it was pretty tamely written. But I tell you, who stole the show was Seth Rogen. I'm trying to remember when I laughed during the movie, and it was not with Keanu Reeves lines. He said them so flatly. It just was not funny. It just wasn't funny. But Seth Rogen was hilarious in this. And, he has to be like an Uber driver, or was it a food Uber driver, whatever it's called. And he was like waiting in line to get this chicken breast or something. He just stole the show, man. It was really funny. Rotten Tomatoes loved it though. 78% certified fresh from critics, 80% from the audience. But, I was not so easily amused by it. I'm really going against Rotten Tomatoes this week. I give it 3 stars. It was just okay. And it's probably being generous on my part, but wait for this one to be released on HBO Max or whatever streaming theater, whatever streaming service out there. Don't go to the theater for this one. It's not going to be in a big, Dolby.
I might actually. I bet I'll like it more than you.
Maybe, but it's just, I don't know, man. I've watched a lot of comedies, and this one was kind of boring. My wife was shaking her head like, My wife's very tough on comedies. She does not give comedies much leeway.
So you probably let her affect you too.
No, I don't think it was. I don't think it was. In fact, okay. we'll go to stand up. We go to clubs here in the Orlando area, and we go to stand up every now and then, and we have a ball, man. We have some of the most nastiest, dirtiest comedians just say the most awful shit, and we're loving it. We love that stuff, man. We've loved the comedy scene. So it's not like we don't have a sense of humor. It's just pedestrian. The whole movie was very pedestrian. It was like just that cookie cutter. You said
Seth
comedy.
Rogen was good?
Seth Rogen was awesome. He's funny in anything, dude. Yeah. If you haven't seen Seth Rogen in the studio on Apple TV, you're missing out. That is we laugh every nearly 30-minute episodes. We're laughing our ass off every time we watch it. So the next movie we're looking for, next Tuesday we're going to be watching is Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere. It stars Jeremy Allen White, again, from The Bear. The critics so far have liked it. They're kind of lukewarm, kind of like it, 65%. I guess it's kind of good. But I'll let you guys know next week on that one. Other than that, we don't need to go into anything any further. I'm watching my usual shows, and if something really good comes up, I'll mention it. But
I bet you're looking forward to the next Wicked movie, right?
No. You know why I want to watch the Wicked movie? Because I felt like I got robbed the first time. Because when the Wicked movie ended, I'm like, that's it? What? That's it? That's the movie?
Don't tell me you didn't know it was not supposed to be like that.
I didn't watch the play, man. I didn't know anything about this movie. All I know is The Wizard of Oz, which I watch every year since I was a kid. But this ending looks good, and it brings in the Wizard of Oz element. So,
I already bought tickets for opening weekend for Sunday. I'm going to be seeing it. So I'm excited.
There's no way we're going to see it. It'll be sold out the first week, even though I know we can get advance tickets, but I'm not going to hurt myself going through those crowds trying to get a seat. You guys have fun. I'll watch it as my B movie.
I don't have to hurt myself here.
You know what I mean? I didn't want to say the K word on streaming, but anyway, I think that was all I had to say. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome.
Like I said, I've been playing the new Festival of the Lost, and we kind of talked about that. Unstable cores are gone, guys, technically. It costs 5,000 glimmer and an enhancement core to infuse any weapon, any power disparity. So that makes it really nice now. I can bring up some of my arsenal now. Especially
So is 5,000 not going to be an issue if you want to infuse a lot, like a
not at
lot?
all. No, I can go farm.
Not at all.
If you
Okay.
haven't seen my video on
Because
glimmer farming on Cosmodrome, it's the easiest glimmer
well,
farm ever. And
you can farm other materials too, but
yes, I know.
regardless of getting new ones, I'm just thinking. So like
Yeah,
5,000 per, so 5 into 100, and I know
yeah,
Glimmer goes up to 500K, but
yeah,
I'm just thinking like,
yeah.
I mean, I think 5,000 is pretty good too. I'm not trying to like push the issue. I was just
Right.
wondering if like,
Mm,
often they change it to something else that's almost just as bad. And
yeah.
maybe if they would have done 10,000, that would have been pushing it. But
Right. Well, you know
5,000 is
what?
pretty good.
We'll get into that because now it's time for this week in Destiny. All right, let's get into the TWAB, and then we'll get into our topic of the week.
I gotcha. But yeah.
Man, I really got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, no worries.
I drank a bunch of hot tea before I got on to help my throat. So sorry guys, I need just like 2 minutes to here. I'll put a you guys can watch my terrible. You guys can watch my terrible play in Trials. Give me 2 minutes. Be right back. Alrighty, we are back. Sorry about that,
You're
guys.
back.
Sorry, I was not gonna make it. I'm thinking, can I do this for 2 hours? No, I can't. I'm old and I got to use the bathroom. So the way it goes. Okay, this week in Destiny. I'll go and do screen share, I guess. Boom. All right. Here we go. This week in Destiny for October 23rd, 2025. This week in Destiny. It's Headless One. Take it down. Take it down. Ooh, that's enough candy to score a new gun burn at Eva's. Maybe this one has ancillary ordnance. I already got one of those. Anyway, what are we talking about here? Oh, yeah, the TWID. Yes. Festival of the Lost is here. Candy and fancy new weapons are dropping. And we have some other great topics for today. First thing, Festival of the Lost has extended to November 11th. There were so many bugs and stuff that I think they felt bad that, Two Titans and Hunter was just
Really,
talking
it's
about this.
one bug.
Well, Two Titans and Hunter was just
Honestly,
talking
there
about this.
hasn't been a lot of bugs.
It's always been 3 weeks. It's always been a 3-week event. And now it's 2 weeks. And I'm like, man, that's a lot of work for 2 weeks. And all I can figure is they had Iron Banner or something lined up afterwards. But so, yeah, they're extending it to November 11th.
Yeah, and I guess the other way you could think about it is like, well, I mean, why is a Halloween event should be going all the way till November 11th? But then again, other games are doing it too. Division
Yeah.
2 already had their Halloween event going to November 11th.
Right.
So
Yeah.
why not?
Well, October 30th, season 1 of Battlefield 6 comes out already. I thought that was awfully quick. So there's a lot of stuff going on, man. A lot of stuff going on.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. More Eerie Ingrams in the portal. Last week, we noted players could earn up to 2 bonus Eerie Ingrams per day from portal activities to get more treats in their hands. We increased that number just as the event started. We initially thought 777 would be a good target, but we landed upon almost 100,000. Effectively, no cap. No tricks, just treats. Completing portal activities has a high chance to treat you to Festival of Lost bonus Ingrams spread around and earnable in other portal activities, while the best way to get theme loot and additional bonus drops will be through Haunted Altars or Red Rumble. We wanted to make sure players could partake in Festival of Lost goodies no matter what activity they chose to play to engage in with the portal. And like I said, I'm getting about 500 candy per, this is a Grandmaster run, with the champs and everything, champions in it. So about 400 to 500 pieces of candy per run. It's not bad.
But you get a lot more in Haunted Altars. Yep.
Yeah. And here's the thing. They mentioned this in last week's TWAB. You don't have to go around and get every piece of candy. Do you trust Bungie to make sure all your candy goes to the postmaster? That's another issue. So I collect what I can, and then we'll see where it falls. But all right.
Yeah, like in raids where you run around looking for Glimmer when we're ready to start.
Dude, it's Glimmer. It's free Glimmer, and that does not go to the postmaster. Thank you. So it works out. Introducing the order system. I'm going to have to read this because this is new.
Wait. I'm going to read this one because you skipped over the fun cheese that people are doing.
Yeah. Go ahead and read it.
Even though I haven't done this myself, people found out on day one, and Bungie claims that they did this purposely in the TWID.
And I guarantee you Willem Scream has already covered this in one of his videos.
Yeah, but guess what you can do? Even though it's Rumble, you can bring in a team of 6, and you can work with your friends and take down the boss, the PV boss that's in Rumble. And that's what people are doing. Like I was watching Astrocross and everyone do this, and they're just all going in with a team of 6 and taking down the headless one and getting all the rewards.
I love it.
Now, A, I think that's cool, but B, it's freaking boring. I'm not going to do that myself. But
laser tag weekend, that was boring as hell, but a lot of people love doing it. I didn't.
Yeah, if you're the type of person that likes to grind boring stuff, this is for you.
Well, that typically is me, but no, I don't know. I might jump in there. And I guess Bungie's not going to mess with it, huh? They're going to let it ride?
No, they're not. That's the thing. They said we wanted to highlight this unique form of matchmaking that we turned on. That's what they claim. So I don't know if it was purposeful or not, but even if it was purposeful, they're going to keep it that way. So
okay, cool.
Yeah. So.
All right.
I would suggest you try that at least once. I
will.
You guys should go in with one of your Crucible nights. And,
hey, it'll be just a private scrim match by then.
Exactly.
We have scrims anyway.
All you do is you hunt for the headless one that comes in, and then just everyone takes them down, and you get tons of rewards. And
okay, I'll try it.
You get a couple. I'm trying to remember if you get a couple per match or what, but. Yeah,
I used to run Crucible every night when I got home from bowling. We'd play like late, like 11 o'clock to like 1. Might do it. I haven't done it in the last couple of weeks, but I might do that this weekend. I'm sure Jeff won't mind doing that. All right, introducing the orders system. For a long while now, Destiny 2 has had most of its XP, Bright Dust, and economy-based rewards behind systems that require specific activities, objectives, or loadouts to complete. While these systems could be fun, it could often feel like you weren't regularly rewarded when playing other pieces of content throughout the game. When Destiny 2 Renegades launches on December 2nd, we will introduce the new Orders system. We hope Orders will provide players with a more consistently rewarding experience across Destiny 2 while less frequently asking you to manage your loadout or step away from the activities that you and your fire team are wanting to play. This system will be replacing bounties and seasonal challenges with a more approachable set of objectives that rewards players consistently for their time spent in Destiny 2. Imagine that. Be it 10 minutes or 2 hours. Something I've been preaching for a long time is respect the player's time. So how will the orders work? Orders will be part of the improved seasonal hub that's launching along with Renegades. While you don't see your activity orders in the portal main screen, the new objectives overview tab in the seasonal hub is where you'll also find them alongside your daily and weekly objectives, as well as the weekly rewards, which I play every week on all 3 accounts, by the way. I'm dedicated to that because it gives you rewards for not much time involved. So it shows a picture of it here on how it works. And I like this new layout, man. I got to admit, I'm digging this layout.
Yeah, guess what? I didn't use the word orders, but this is exactly what I was talking about. I don't know if you remember, you had me on the show like 3 or 4 years ago, and I said, like, I don't like the bounty system and they should do something different. This is basically exactly what I was talking about.
Okay. Okay.
And the reason why this is great, and we'll talk about it a little bit more, is we've already had this a little bit with the seasonal hub area and with seasonal challenges, but you got still bounties off in the corner. You got seasonal challenges over here. They just didn't combine everything together yet. And I know you like to pick up bounties and turn in bounties, but I think they've realized that most people just want it to auto
get done,
not have to pick up bounties. And that's why I really like this system. They're kind of combining everything together. Now, yeah, I'll let you read some more because you're going to be really excited about one part coming up, which I also suggested back on the show 3 or 4 years
ago. Yeah, if you guys haven't
so.
known, I've not read the TWAB today, so I just got home from work. So, okay, it says your active orders to the left are objectives to complete while you are doing other tasks. And then they focus on actions like defeating enemies with using weapons, abilities, or playing specific activity type. They are also granted automatically upon login, so you don't have to worry about gathering them before you play. Okay. Common orders are often granted based on your character's current loadout, so completing them should be a natural thing to do as you play. Well, that's really weird. Okay. Don't worry. If you don't like the one of your current orders, you can replace it with a random one of the same tier by spending Glimmer. Oh, I love this. That's a great, I love that. Keep in mind, though, replacing an order increases the tier's reroll cost up to a daily maximum. Completing common orders replaces the cost of replacing the other common orders until they've reached the default replacement cost. I don't care, man. I think they need to just, it's just time, Bungie. When Renegades gets here, how about 999,999 Glimmer? Okay. I mean, you're already at 6 figures.
You said Glimmer wasn't an issue, but now are you thinking it's going to be an issue?
Not for me. I'm farming Glimmer all the time, man.
Yeah, not for me, not for most people.
But if they're taking planetary bounties away, then that's gonna, well, it'll still count. It's just the planetary bounties will be built in.
They're going to give you Glimmer too for doing these things. So
that's true. That's true too. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like that they're giving Bright Dust. That's really good.
Yep. Bright Dust.
That's important. I mean, you got to give someone a reason to grind. If they want to put the time in, they should be rewarded for it. To be able to go to the store and buy whatever they want. Now I do wish that everything in the store was offered either paying silver or an equivalent Bright Dust price. It would be nice if they had everything everything in Eververse you could buy either with silver or with Bright Dust. They really need to pull the plug. They need to flip the switch on that. So,
all right, can I read this next part? You're
Dude, go for it, man. Go for it.
Team play. Okay, you're going to be so happy. While playing alongside other Guardians historically would create some competition for objectives, such as bounties or challenges.
I know where you're going.
We wanted to help alleviate this for the majority of common orders. Any defeats your teammates achieve while you play with them will contribute to these common orders.
Yes.
While the assist progress is less than individual progress, we hope it encourages you to play alongside other Guardians.
Well, it's not, it's a little less.
You can't complain.
Yeah, but it's a little less.
I think it's fair. though.
That's fair.
But now you can't complain that because bounties, people would compete in strikes and stuff. But now everyone will get progress.
I got no problem with that. You know, and anything I kill, I'll get more credit for. I like that. That, you know, you're going to get,
excellent.
You're always going to have people who are going to take advantage of it. They're going to sit back in the back on a strike, or I don't know,
But that's why we
fire
had
team.
to do less, to be fair.
Yeah,
I think,
that makes sense. That makes sense.
I said way back too, one of the biggest problems I had with bounties was also that it caused people to have competing goals when people would go on strikes and other things. It's not that the strike was the problem; it was the bounties that were the problem.
I mean, only took them 11 years.
Solving that.
Only took them 11 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that should have been day one.
Listened to my idea like 3 years ago.
That should have been day one. They should have had that in there. A lot of games already utilize that system. So okay. Crucible, to ensure you can prioritize whatever you may need in Crucible and its many variable modes, we've also added a unique Crucible bonus. This bonus will automatically complete a few common orders for you upon each Crucible match completion, so you can still feel regularly rewarded for giving it your best. We don't want you to feel penalized for capturing the zone instead of getting kills. Okay, so they're going to the Battlefield 6 approach. You're gonna get points for playing the damn objective. Imagine that. I like it.
And Scarlet says in the chat, this system also reminds him of a Helldivers
system. So. Not that I played Helldivers, but okay. Because you're playing like a team. Tut, don't make me ban you, man. Don't make me kick you out tonight. Gator hanging out in the back of a PvP match. Dude, that is not me. If I'm hanging out in the back of a PvP match, that means a sniper bullet's coming your way. I'm not one to sit back and now I've seen Warcry back there trip over my feet sometimes when I'm sniping. I'm like, man, what are you doing in front of me? Yeah. Anyway,
you can't have it both ways. You say you do like to hang out in the back.
Sometimes I do.
Do you or don't you?
If I'm using sometimes if I'm using a heavy burst, a heavy hitting pulse rifle or something, do you think I'm going to run up and hip fire it at somebody? Come on.
And isn't that what you use most of the time?
I love pulse rifles. I love them. I'm more about accuracy in my shots. Anyway, yeah. You guys saw that little bit of trials footage. You see how I play. Okay, legendary and exotic orders, and you'll read the next one, Kingsley. Completing order rewards you with another order and a payout that matches the order's tier. As you complete activities, play the other guardians, and complete orders, you'll be increasing the chances that your completed orders may upgrade to a higher tier, while higher tier orders may take longer to complete and may present a challenge. They offer greater rewards. A meter is displayed in the overview page to help you convey your chance of a common order upgrading to a legendary order upon completion. A full bar means you have a very high upgrade chance. You may even get lucky when completing it, a legendary order, and have it upgrade to an exotic order. Okay. I'm all for that, man. This is Destiny, the bounty game now. I love this. I love this stuff, man.
Yeah, but they're not called bounties. Sorry, you're going to have to change your term.
Do bounties. Go ahead.
If you're a shill, you got to call it the term that Bungie wants you to call it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Mm-hmm. Okay, fine. Yeah, why don't you go over this next part?
And these are so much better than bounties because again, they
auto-complete.
Competing goals. Like they'll auto-complete. If people, you don't have to pick them up.
Don't pick them up.
People are doing the thing that you're doing, you'll also get less credit. But
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I gave you a pain in the butt one to read. Sorry, man.
No, it's fine. I mean, I'm not going to read all the details here because they give a bunch of numbers, but basically kind of what they're telling us is that they noted when Edge of Fate launched that we'd be returning a steady source of bright dust to the game with Renegades. So with orders, we incorporated that bright dust, kind of what we were talking about. So there's going to be lots of bright dust coming with these orders.
Good.
Basically, initial order payouts will provide you with regular drops of bright dust based on the tier. And that available bright dust is segmented into weekly and seasonal pools with a target budget each week or season respectively. And when the budget is earned, future orders may continue to give bright dust, but at a reduced rate.
Nice.
So you may be a little disappointed. You can't just keep doing it unlimited.
No repeatable.
But, well, you can, but it's less. Not going to be as... It's not going to be for sure. It's going to be a like chance, and it's going to be less.
It's like the Pathfinder system in the in Final Shape. Yeah,
but hey, it's better than
okay,
not, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyways, the common ones start with 1,000 bright dust per week.
Mhm.
Exotic ones can go up to 6,000 bright dust per season, starting at the expansion launch.
Mhm.
A season, now remember, the season covers both the expansion and the one following. So remember, yeah, we thought there was 4 seasons. No, there's not. There's 2 seasons actually. Ash and Iron wasn't a season.
Right.
It was, yeah, you got
There's
his
an
new
update.
artifact perks and things like, and a new bar, but it's not what Destiny calls a season. The season's going to be from Renegades all the way till July
Right.
next year or
So
whenever
it's
the
an
next expansion's going to come.
update.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they
Um,
kind of talk about the weekly ones will give
hmm.
you, the common one will give you 10, the legendary weekly ones will give you 100, the exotic seasonal ones will give you 200 for the under limit
Hmm.
and the over limit. I don't exactly know what that means yet.
Okay. More to be
Anyways,
determined
it's
later.
not like people are going to memorize all these numbers
No.
right now.
Just know that you get more bright dust the higher the rarity of the order.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, you know, you guys can look at the twit of the numbers. But one important thing here towards a couple paragraphs down says, now that you know how much can be gained, one last critical piece of information, order payouts must be claimed from the seasonal hub overview before a season ends. I mean, that seems obvious to me,
Yeah.
as they expire at the start of a new one. So
Hmm.
if for some reason you're not checking things off, be sure to check it off before the season ends to actually get your bright dust.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
This overall design should allow for a more streamlined experience where you earn progress and rewards without paying as much attention to your menus. You'll be completing orders without needing to go to a vendor to collect more. And since orders take the way you're playing in consideration, you don't need to change your builds as much to continue being rewarded.
Okay. I like that.
Are they using AI? No, I'm just kidding.
Doubt it. Not with this engine.
They give an
No.
example of some of these objectives. If
Yeah.
you look here,
Daily and weeklies. Yeah.
daily and weekly objectives.
Mm-hmm.
They have things like, and
Void.
typical things like defeat targets with Void or whatever.
Like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be all pretty typical, easy things for the daily objectives, they say.
Okay.
And then for the weekly objectives, they're going to be a little more of a time investment, of course, kind of like what we already had for the weekly challenges. And they will give you more bright dust and, and 4 portal bonus drops, which is going to be nice.
So it's good. That's what I love about the seasonal tab is they give you a bunch of drops when you, when you complete them. The dailies, they give you bonus drops in solo ops and fire team, even in Pinnacle sometimes. So it's really nice. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm liking what I hear so far. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is good. Yeah. So
you should read the one about our bounty's gone.
Our bounty's gone. At this point, we know that's a question you may be asking yourselves. Answer is not all of them. Banshee, Failsafe, and Devrim no longer provide bounties, but there's still other vendors that offer daily and weekly bounties. Those that remain still grant the rewards they did prior. So if you're so inclined to pay Varix or Petra a visit, every now and then for some XP, you can still do that. Those are way too much work. I have to find Petra on Dreaming City first. Yeah.
I know. Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
now,
I don't know why they put that in there.
Here's my only complaint, man. Now that unstable cores are gone, which I knew was going to be a problem, and as soon as they talked about it in the first TWAB, they mentioned it. It's all about enhancement cores again. So here we go again. We have no way of farming enhancement cores unless Willem knows something that I don't. I mean, I used to do the Banshee weapon bounties every day that would give you 1 enhancement core per bounty getting done. And the bounties, kill 20 things with a gun. You're done. You get that was a good trade-off for me because I would do it while I'm farming for Glimmer or something on Cosmodrome. But there's really what they're taking Banshee's bounties away. Where can we farm for enhancement cores?
You farm, even though it's not as deterministic, you farm it just by dismantling a bunch of stuff and
sometimes
and
a chance,
get some here and there.
a chance.
I know.
Yeah,
I know, but
yeah.
I get tons because I actually get rid of my junk instead of storing it in the postmaster or
you know what I do is, and I noticed that with this latest patch, they stopped doing it, but I was collecting those, what was it? I would bring my strange, because I have all the equipment. I have all the exotics, all the weapons and stuff. I've been playing for 11 years, but there was, what I would do is inventory. Just go to my inventory and I'll just look it up. I'm collecting these right here, the upgrade modules, because you get 5,000 Glimmer and one enhancement core when you dismantle one. You can see I still got 30 of them left, but I noticed with the last patch that they took them away. That I haven't seen Xur when I'm turning in my one strange coin at a time to see what I get. And please, by all means, get rid of the damn blues. Nobody wants a blue armor. No one wants a blue weapon. No, even new players get better weapons.
Well, dismantle those too, and you might actually get something from it.
Maybe a legendary. You legendary have a chance, but I've never gotten an enhancement core from dismantling a blue armor or weapon. Never have. It's always like 100 glimmer. It's pathetic. It's terrible. So I'm basically getting 100 glimmer for a
glimmer from that. Yeah. Then do a public event.
And another thing, capping your strange coins at 199. It's being that they're rewarding them all the time. It needs to go up. We need to have that at 499 now. It's time to raise it, Bungie. Time to raise strange coin from 199 to 500. Let's put it to 499 because we're getting 2 and 3 per solo run in the portal. And by all means, don't take them away from the portal. Don't do that because we want to get rewarded for our time played. But being that I'm capped at 199, by the time Xur arrives on the weekend, I'm already maxed out. It's hard to want to play a solo op when I know I'm not going to get any strange coins. Even if they pop out of the chest, I can't pick them up because they won't go to the postmaster. Or maybe make them go to the postmaster. Or how about just leave Xur all week? The Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday that he's not in the tower, why don't just tell him to just hang out from forever. We want to go get materials. We can bring our strange coins to him and get whatever stuff. I'm loving this with my new accounts because my lesser used accounts, I'm getting, I'm using those strange coins to get some exotic armor and weapons that I don't have, even some catalysts that I don't have on my alt accounts. But yeah, this is a problem. This right here is a problem because
you know what game you should play? I think because you just freaking love grinding and doing all.
Look
this
at my enhancement
shit.
course,
Like,
315.
You should be into like the sim games. Do you ever play like SimCity and stuff?
No, dude. I've played Empire Earth and Age of Mythology. I believe me, I love those games. Believe me, I love collecting stuff. Even playing your geez, I can't think of the game right now, but there's a lot of games, RPG games where you collect a lot of stuff. I even collected a lot of stuff in even playing Starfield. I was collecting items. So, but yeah, like I said, it's a problem. I mean, enhancement cores you saw, I had 315 of them, and this is my active account. This is the one I'm playing all the time because you're always upgrading stuff. Your first thing you do, of course, is you masterwork your weapons. That takes enhancement cores. Then you've got to upgrade, upgrade your tiers on the, not tiers, but you want to upgrade and to level 5 on all your armor that you're wanting to use. That costs enhancement cores amongst prisms and stuff too. But I'm not having a problem with prisms and golf balls now. It's enhancement cores. That has always been the problem when I'm trying to collect items. Anyway, I'll move on. I digress.
How many I have?
I have 315. You just saw it. You just saw my inventory. So I'm not.
I have.
So I'm not bullshitting when I talk about we need more enhancement cores. See, I've got 74 prisms.
But
I got plenty of golf balls. I'm good there. I even have plenty of the ciphers. But damn enhancement cores, man. That's the problem I'm having right now. So
let's see. What enhancement cores look like again? They're these ones. Yes. Okay, I have 3,598.
You know what you can call them? Call them Werther's candies. That makes you know what they are. They're like the little Werther's candies. How many do you have?
3,598.
God, dude. See, I'm always upgrading my armor and weapons. So, anyway, okay.
I upgrade too, but I don't just do it willy nilly. So that I know whenever I want to, I'm always have plenty of currencies. And I get rid of junk. And my definition of junk is probably different than your definition of junk.
Probably. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm just looking over chat in here. Okay. Are you a returning player? Read this. To go along with the new order systems, we're also introducing new returning player bonuses for those of you who might have taken a break but are looking for a way to get back into the fray. We have two very defined goals with this new system. to get returning players up to speed fast and to reward engaged players who are helping them. Players who do not sign off or earn a total of 30 ranks during season 27 will qualify for this benefit.
Sign off. Yeah.
Yeah.
You said sign off.
I'm sorry. Players who do not sign in, thank you, because I would probably have people confused. Players who do not sign in or earn a total of 30 ranks during season 27 will qualify for this benefit. These players will be marked as returners. So you have the returner's boon. This boon increases all experience gains for the next 6 months. Damn. Okay. Completing orders earns you.
Not everyone cares about that.
Man, they really want players coming back.
To come back.
That's pretty enticing. Completing orders. It depends. It depends. How much of it are they increasing it? Is it 10% or is it 35%? That's a big difference, completing order.
Yeah, they'll talk about it a little bit, but
completing orders earns you a returner's gift up to 10 per week or until 30 have been earned in total. Okay. Returner's gift. Returners can earn a suite of one-time returner's gifts with 30 unique rewards upon completing orders. They are limited to 10 per week. Some notable rewards: numerous enhancement materials, tier 3 and tier 4 gear, exotic engrams, 1,000 bright dust, and iridescent engram, an engram containing a past Eververse item you don't own yet, and a tower pamphlet emblem. All right. The other one is called Returner's Blessing. While playing with someone while playing with someone who has a returner's boon and you do not, they will grant you the returner's blessing. The blessing increases all experience you earn. Completing activities while returner's blessing is active bestows random bonus portal engrams that you can then earn when you next complete the activity. A chance to earn an exclusive emblem when completing activities. Well, I'm going to help somebody. Finally, the blessing will automatically complete some common orders when you complete activities to help you reward you for accompanying the returning player. So basically, if we have this happens all the time, man, in our Discord. We have people come in and say, hey, I haven't played for a while. I'm coming back. You can have people piling on saying, hey, send me a friend request. I'll help you out, man. You'll get the returner's boon. You got to jump in there, man. You got to do that. I see that happening. Maybe.
No, I see you saying, what about us solo players that play all the time? We're getting penalized. Give us stuff too, Benji.
I'm not complaining yet. Let me get through the whole pod before I complain, okay? Okay. We've been making a lot of changes to power rewards and more since the Edge of Fate launched, and we hope these new returning player bonuses help you and your friends get back into Renegade starting on December 2nd. Okay. Bungie Bounty for Good is back. And it's late October, which means Bungie's Foundation second annual spooky Bungie bounty. You can clip that. For Good is just 1 week away. Grab your Festival of the Lost Mask and go to Fire Team. We're hitting the Crucible with some nightmare level heavy hitters for a good cause, supporting our partner Ability Points. It's all going down October 30th, 10 a.m. Pacific time on the Bungie Foundation's Twitch channel. You join the Foundation team. Frightening activity, Crucible action will be Bungie devs and PvP sweats. Zachary Brown and Daniel Powell. Oh, and the community members DeFizzle and Walla will be rounding out the team. Oh, good luck beating those guys. It's going to take legendary performance to beat this demon squad, but the pixels that can be earned for emerging victorious, oh, so sweet. And it wouldn't be a Halloween stream without some tricks and treats. Emblem giveaways for chat, wheel spins to cast some hexes on our Foundation squad. I like that. They did this at GCX. I like this. And spooky shenanigans aplenty. It's going to be an absolute blast, and we can't wait to raise some spirits and funds together. So there's the emblem. It's a pretty nice emblem. Yep. And you mentioned, you want to mention this? You're the one who brought this up, Kingsley. You want to mention the Green Man bundle?
Well, yeah, I'll mention it really quick, but this is perfect because this topic and the last topic about the stuff they're doing for the returning players will dovetail exactly into some points I'm making for my topic.
Okay.
But just anyone who hasn't heard, unfortunately, it's PC only. It'd be nice if they can get a deal on the other platforms, but Green Man Gaming, I've been promoting Green Man Gaming forever, and sometimes people skeptical like, oh, is it legit? No, people, you've been wasting money if you haven't been buying your expansions for Green Man Gaming. And once again, now everyone's on board because Bungie's talking about it. you can get Renegades plus all the old stuff of Destiny for $35 total.
That's a good deal. I don't think I've
So
ever heard
pretty
of
good
it.
deal.
Never heard of a price that good. My Lord,
I know, right?
that is
And
outstanding.
I would have been upset. Some people say like, well, Renegades can get cheaper than it was. Well, I actually already did Green Man Gaming when I bought my whole year. So
Yeah.
I did the math and I already did get Renegades for $35.
Oh, nice.
So I'm
Nice.
happy that I did it through there. But if for some reason you didn't buy the whole year and you are considering getting Renegades, and if you're on PC, I mean,
Yeah.
those three things have to be true.
Yeah.
And you're listening to this, like you haven't stepped away and not listening to the podcast. If those four things are true,
Right.
definitely buy Renegades on Green Man
Sweet.
Gaming because there's a really good deal right now.
That is good. That is good.
Mhm.
A couple more things here. Festival of Lost sale on the Bungie store. 20% off all the last chance items. Players who earned Bungie rewards, Headless One shirts by the original earned by date last year have another chance to purchase the reward this year with this retired reward back in stock. $777 flat shipping. That's really good because it's normally not that. And of course, they give you a cool emblem whenever you buy something in the Bungie store. Man, that's a nice emblem. Man, I might have to just go find something to buy in there. Try to get another t-shirt. Anyway, that's pretty good. Player support report. Shit's broken, right?
I mean, the main thing is the
Yeah.
haunted altars, which we talked about.
I mean, look at the Festival of the Lost Bugs. There they are right there, guys.
Well,
No, it's not
most
too
of them are kind of piddly things. It's really
True.
just the
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
reading. Nothing looks too
Yeah,
interesting
just
to me other than
Bungie.net and hit this week's TWAB if you want to look at all the specific things out there. But Artist of the Week, Cacophony,
But
that
yes, there are
is
lots of bugs.
beautiful art. Wow, this is Marie via Blue Sky. That is, oh wow, that is very good art. Beautiful. That is beautiful. World's First. Before we say goodbye, that's this week's movie of the week. Check that out. And before we say goodbye, a general reminder regarding AOTW and art of the week and movie of the week submissions. Use the hashtag Destiny2AOTW and hashtag 2art or hashtag Destiny2MOTW tags. We may choose pieces that don't use that tag, but this makes our work easier to find you guys. And use your Bungie IDs for submissions so we can grant the correspondent emblem faster to you. No more than 7.
Just read this stuff.
Yeah, just read
gonna
us
do your
stuff.
art.
Yeah, I think Cosmo did this because there's a kitty pic. I bet there it is, Cosmo. We see you. We see you. Okay. I just exited out of the TWAB. Anyway, there we go. That is the TWAB for This Week in Destiny for October 23rd. So if there's anything in there you need to get specifics on, check that out. Okay. It's time, Kingsley. It's time for our topic of the week. We'll do that right after this. Sweet. Nice. You guys saw my cheat sheet, didn't you? Dang it. I have to write notes, man. If I didn't write notes, you know how off the rails I would be on our shows.
Even more so off the.
It's so
rails.
bad. Problem is, I'll stay with my notes and then a thought will come in. I'm like, oh, look at that thought. Let's grab that thought. Yeah, let's talk about this for a little while. And I'll shake it to death and Kings will go, where the hell are you, man? Anyway. Okay. Dude, Deadpool, come on, $35, man. Well, that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So I won't bury the lead here. Be ready with QOTW readout, Kingsley. I'm going to let you read it out this week since you made it. So, okay.
Yep.
Here we go.
I am ready.
All right, for our topic of the week, this week's topic was inspired by question of the week that Kingsley created this time. And if you remember in last week's episode, he had something that he thought would be a good question, and he posted it this week. And we did have some people who did answer and respond to it. The question that he created is with well, you know what, Kingsley? I'm going to let you read it, man.
Yes.
Why don't you go over the question of the week, and we'll go from there.
Yes. All right. Well, this is something that I was kind of thinking about, like, because in the past we've sometimes done little gentlemen's wagers or whatever. I didn't really care about that this time, but I was still kind of curious about, like, how do we think Renegades will do? Because I'm usually pretty good at judging these things. I am not going to give false hope. I'm more of a realist, but I'm not going to be negative either.
Yeah.
If I'm not going to say it's going to do horrible when I don't think it's going to do horrible. So I was just really putting some thought to it, and I kind of wanted to get other people's opinions
Mhm.
also, and then bring some things into the topic that some people may not be considering, at least think about, when I bring up some of these points. But basically, the question of the week is, what will the Renegades release population be compared to Edge of Fate? So, the numbers that came out with Edge of Fate, unfortunately, were a third of the numbers that came out with Final Shape. So, do we think Renegades will be less, about the same, or more? And when I say about the same, I gave a little bit of variance there to be fair, because if it was like only 10% less or 10% more, then that should be considered about the same.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to say like, oh, if it's 5% less, it's like, oh, it's less. No, no, that's basically the same, as before. So we put that poll up, and we'll read some of the results in a bit, but I kind of wanted to talk about what I've been thinking and some interesting points here. Of course, not everyone may agree or whatever, but two of these things are kind of making sense. We've had some news from Bungie recently, and some of these things are in the TWID also. I feel like Bungie is worried. It's pretty much got to be true that they're worried, because they were even worried with Final Shape. I don't know if we remember the stories back then, but remember, they said that they didn't sell as many as that they were hoping to sell. Now, of course, those numbers were probably too high. They shouldn't have been that high, but they had a certain goal, and they didn't even sell as much as they wanted to for Final Shape. And then we had layoffs and stuff like that. And then Edge of Fate is a lot less. And yes, Renegades is all this Star Wars stuff, and I'll talk about that some more here too. But what do we think's going to happen? Well, they've got to be a little bit worried, or else why are they offering it on a sale before it even came out to Green Man Gaming for $35? And why are they doing all these things? Returning player, boom, get your friends to come back. You'll get rewarded. They will get rewarded. Like, it's almost sounding a little bit desperate, in my
Kind of
opinion. I'm not,
does.
that may sound like I'm being negative, but like, it's just a way to consider
Yeah.
the big picture. I think they're a little bit worried. Now, it doesn't mean that my opinion is it's going to do less. I'll talk about my opinion here in a second. But to give a little more background too, I've been asking people that are outside of the community, because sometimes when we do these questions in our community, we're generally fans of the game, even if we're not playing it as much. We're generally
Yes.
going to say more things that we like about the game than not. But for the people that actually left,
Yeah.
you have to ask them specifically outside of the Discord. You have to ask them through DMs. I know people that have left. I know a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I've asked them, will the Star Wars Renegade get you to come back? And not one person said yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's surprising.
Now think about that, people. Just because we like Star Wars, just because we like Destiny, do we really think we're going to get a huge amount of people back just because of Star Wars and Destiny? Now, another thing to think about is Star Wars isn't yes, it's great, but Star Wars isn't as big of a pull as you may think. It's great for TV shows and movies, but even the latest Star Wars game that came out, the Star Wars Renegades game, didn't really do that well. I liked the game. I had fun with it, but it didn't pull that many people. So having Star Wars and Destiny, which is even a more unique thing than even the Star Wars game, I really don't think it's going to be this magical thing where we're bringing back all these people. That's another point to think about. Now, whether that sounds like all doom and gloom, I'm not trying to make it sound like that. These are just points to consider. Now, here's my prediction. My prediction is very nuanced, of course, as always. This was really hard to come up with this prediction, and I'm less confident this time around than before. But I think that obviously everyone who bought the full year, they're obviously going to hop into Renegades. That'd be stupid not to, because you
Right.
paid for it, stuff like that. So you have the people that already paid for the year. You have a lot of people that aren't coming back that I've talked to, and I'm sure there will be some people that buy just Renegades, but how many would that be? It's probably going to be a very small number compared to the people that bought the whole year. So because of that, and you even get a little bit of drop off with people that played Edge of Fate and then they're just burnt out now. I think that my prediction is it's going to be about the same amount. That's my prediction as Edge of Fate. It's not really going to be any higher, but I don't think it'll be lower either. Now, it could be worse and be even lower, or it could be amazing and be higher. But I'm that's what I'm going for this time, Gator. I'm going for about the same amount.
Okay.
Initial thoughts before we move on some more.
I voted about the same as well, but you talked about a 10% buffer. I'm
Yeah, and that
hopeful.
counts as about the same. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hopeful that it'll be above the 10%. I didn't change my answer. I kept my same
So
answer,
you
but
think it'll be about the same,
I
but
think
you're
it'll be about
hopeful
the
for more.
same.
I got
I'm
you.
I'm
I got
hoping
you. Yeah.
there's an outside chance, maybe a 30% chance that it does bump up above that 10% extra because it is Star Wars. So my
Yeah.
hope,
I mean,
but realistically, I think it's going to be about, and this is what's terrible, man. I don't know how much they paid for that license, for the Star Wars license, but
mhm.
it's gonna make it even harder to break even on this game, make some money on this game. But
I know. And that's the other thing that's interesting about this conversation. Even if it does more, let's say it does like, and I know now they have the numbers for all the platforms, which is nice, but I forget. I think it was okay. I think it was like for PC only, it was 100,000 for Edge of Fate, but I think it was like 300,000 or so for all the platforms. I'm trying to remember what the numbers
I've got
were.
that. I've got
Um,
that. I'll go keep
yeah,
talking. I'll look
but
it up.
but regardless, let's just make up a number. Let's say
Okay.
it's 300,000.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's say Renegades makes the number go to 500,000 or something, right? Is that even enough for them to make the money that they need, right? Like Sony's got to be worried, and I'm not saying that the game is going to be shutting off or doomed, like, but I hope that we get in a situation where everyone sees Bungie leadership, Sony leadership says we're kind of settling on these lower numbers. If they want to keep the game going, we need to have some way to keep it going with less staff and some more investment from Sony, because if we can't get a little more investment and if the numbers don't go higher, it doesn't mean that the game is bad or doomed. It just means that it's probably going to have even less and less content year after year. And if it's getting even less and less all the time, that's going to start a vicious cycle. So I hope that someone can come up with a plan to,
Mm.
I don't even care at this point, more Destiny 2, Destiny Online, Destiny 3. We need investment in the game. We need more employees. We need more money from Sony. And
Okay.
if they can do that, then we have some hope. But
Just
but yeah.
giving you some figures. Edge of Fate,
Yeah, go
which
ahead.
was July 19th, 2025, 781,000
That's what it was. Okay.
across
Mhm.
all the platforms. That's Epic,
So
PlayStation,
again, so
Xbox,
781,000, and
Steam.
we'll see those numbers when Renegades comes out. So 780. So let's say like 10% ish around that 800,000 mark. So like even if they get like a mill, but then it drops off quickly after that, a mill is still a lot less than it used to get with Final Shape and the
Well,
ones before.
yeah, compare
Yeah.
that to Final Shape was 1.8 million.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a big
yeah.
drop.
So if they just even barely get to a million,
Hmm.
and if people drop off quickly again, is that good enough?
They
I
should have
mean,
never called it the Final Shape. That's the problem. Everyone thought that was the
well,
final part of the game. That's bad marketing.
it's not that simple. Again, when I've talked to people that have left, yes, I get that point, people, but you're really people that have left the game, they've left the game because there's not enough content. After Final Shape, when the
Yeah.
episodes came out, there was just
Yeah.
not as much to do compared to previous years of Destiny.
Well,
And
yeah,
yeah.
they
And
just narrowed the
so,
game
and
down.
it's the same old after 10 years. So it's like, that's why those people left. Now you could say, like, well, they're not true Destiny fans. That's just kind of being mean or whatever. But like, it's fair to be bored with the game after 10 years. And if the content's going down, of
Right.
the amount of content, I don't mean like quality's going down, but the amount of content's going down, it's
Right.
fair for people to leave, whether you call it the final shape or not. I mean, people were even leaving before final shape, not as
Yeah.
many, but So, anyways, we don't need to get into the whole topic of that again.
Yep.
So yeah, you voted for about the
I voted for
same.
about the
You
same,
think?
but I'm hoping that we'll bump up at least 20% above that 10%, in your survey. I'm hoping
Well,
that
of course you hope, but you think it'll be about the same also.
I
Yeah.
think so.
I
I
mean,
really
I'm
do.
just trying to be realistic. I'm not trying to be
Hmm.
over optimistic or under optimistic because last time I was pretty sure Edge of Fate would be way less than Final Shape, and I
Right.
was correct about that. But I actually don't think we're going to do dramatically less. So at least that's good news there.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so let's go over some of these responses.
Okay.
Unless we'll give the
No,
total amount, unless you wanted to say anything else
no,
first.
I'm good. I got
Yeah.
comments definitely, especially when it
Okay. Cool.
pertains to
Cool.
our topic. But I'm curious what our community thought.
Yeah. So we had only 13 people voted, but still, that's still
It's
something.
it's a
And
sample.
we had 5 people as of today said more players, so that's about 38%, and then another five, even there split, said about the same, 38%. So it's really interesting. A lot of people, again, in our community, of course, we have a lot of people that are optimistic of what will happen. So about even split for more
Hmm.
or an even split for about the same. And then we did have, I'm surprised this many actually, 3 people, so just two less than the five,
Hmm.
think 23% think we'll have less than Edge of Fate. And I didn't even vote for that myself. So
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It
definitely
surprised
interesting.
me. The response definitely surprised me. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm not going to read all these comments, but I'll read through a few. I mean,
Hmm.
you gave your answer. How do you pronounce it? Zyril,
Zariel.
Zariyle,
Zariel.
Zariel. Yeah.
Hmm.
Newer person in Discord. I'm trying to remember. We've
Yeah,
seen
yeah, he's
more
a new member.
conversation
I
lately.
think
Yeah.
he joined a couple weeks
Excellent.
ago.
Excellent.
Yep.
Yeah. He chose B, assuming he, which is the about the same amount, but he said it could be a mix of B or C. So he's thinking. So you're edging middle or higher. He's edging middle or less.
Right. Right.
Every release sees a surge of players returning to the game, but I don't think there's enough interest in an 11-year-old game to seek significant growth. He thinks Star Wars theme will draw a lot of people back, though. So I think B might be fair. However, I've seen plenty of posts saying that people will reinstall and sign in, get the cosmetics, and leave again. So ultimately C. Yeah, and one thing about this question is I wasn't trying to get into the conversation of what will happen afterwards. I'm just more interested about the initial release because the stuff that happens afterwards, we talk about that all the time, right? Like
Right.
we know it's going to drop no matter what. It's just after the initial fun of the Star Wars is done, then we can start complaining about if the systems are fun. but
Yeah.
I hope the expansion will be good. Um, of course, he also agrees Final Shape was poorly named. It is the end of Destiny for a lot of people. We won't see any significant growth or return until the release of Destiny 3 or drop the number altogether.
Yep.
Ronin Red Lion, Ronin Red Gator. A lot of people are using the Gator tag in
Yeah. Gator
Discord.
trend.
Yeah.
The GATR trend seems to be going around the Discord this couple weeks.
I think we'll see a typical pattern of initial population spike, then tapering off. Okay, I'll read the rest of this. But then, yeah, a lot of people were really talking about the tapering off part, which I don't know why. I thought my question was pretty clear. I just wanted to know the release population.
Right.
But between the crossover and a season that sounds like it'll have a little more to do and collect, I think we'll see a modest increase, maybe 15 to 20% over the numbers at Ash and Iron. So obviously he voted for more than.
Hmm.
I really do think Ash and Iron was given a little less attention to allow more preparation for Renegades. So we'll see if that proves correct. Well, here's the thing: the update that comes out after Renegades will probably be pretty similar to Ash and Iron because Bungie already told us that these are going to be less content this year.
Yeah.
Beryl Barley says it's probably wishful thinking. I do think it'll attract more people than Edge of Fate. Star Wars is pretty popular. See, I don't know. Like it is and it isn't, but yeah, people. There's plenty of people that don't like Star Wars too.
Hmm.
Um, they haven't played D2 before. Yeah, see, you have to even consider the game D2 and Star Wars, and then to even consider. He went with a modest increase. Now, if there's an increase in player numbers, hopefully, whatever they've been cooking up for Renegades can keep them invested. Um, yeah, a lot of people that wrote in the comments are basically saying, Necromancer, give shout out to them. He voted for higher. Deadpool actually probably voted for lower because he thinks that we'll have a surge of players, but it's kind of getting repetitive in the same content over and over. And then a lot of people started talking about, of course, like do we want a D3 or not? And we can give that conversation. We'll
It's
talk
another
about that
show.
week after week.
That's another show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to give a shout out to Chubby Wizard. Haven't seen him give a comment
Yeah.
yet.
Haven't seen him in a while. Good to hear
I
from
think
him.
people will continue to be cautious because of how bad Edge of Fate was received, even though Star Wars gear is creating a little buzz. See, I think that's a realistic way to say it. I think the Star Wars stuff is only creating a little buzz, not a lot of buzz.
Yeah.
And I do think people will be cautious. I'm not saying that no one that left the game will come back, but all the people that I talked to, and I would say it was about 10 people, and that's a very small sample size, but
Yeah.
still, it's people that we used to play with. I'm not going to name any names. And it's this, you can have that be a sample size for out in the world too. If people have left the game and they're bored with Destiny, just because there's a Star Wars Destiny coming doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be super excited to come back all of a sudden. So I think this is really kind of like that niche market that Bungie's going for. Like, you know what I didn't do because this came out on the Twid today. I can ask my same 10 people, "Oh, Bungie's going to be giving you rewards for coming back." Do you think that'll change their mind, Todd?
That's the big
Probably not.
question, isn't it?
No, no, I pretty much guarantee it's not because if the Star Wars isn't getting them to come back,
Yeah.
why are they going to be so excited about,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, we're giving you some extra rewards for coming back?
Yep.
You know,
Exactly. I wanted to read out Necromancer's answer here because I thought he had some good
Go
points
for it.
here. He said there's too many Star Wars fans for this not to have higher numbers. If they fix the vault, stop with the BS power grind, and continue to introduce newer content and straighten out the portal, which was a complete mess since day one, I think there's room for growth. Will Destiny 2 ever climb back to its heyday? Unlikely. But there are too many other games that can go toe-to-toe with Destiny 2 as far as massiveness, graphics, and goals. There's a whole lot of play out there. Destiny 3, a total pipe dream from day one. Who started that BS chant? I don't know who did. Why would
I
they?
thought we were talking about D3, so now we have to talk about it now that you read this out.
Well, they would.
Because, of
Why
course, I have
would
to
they
give a response now.
abandon all the progress they've made with D2 to do what? What could Destiny 3 possibly ever be that would be far and away from Destiny 2? Forget about it. It's just as easy to morph D2 in the direction they want. It doesn't require D3 designation. Yeah, I know.
Okay,
Open a
so
can of
you asked
worms.
for this. Okay,
I know.
first of all, I love you, Necromancer, but the question wasn't what's going to happen after Renegade.
He's just venting.
The question was more,
Yeah.
what will the release drop be?
He gave a Gator
But
answer.
as far as why we need a D3,
Yeah.
I mean, there's very good reasons why we need a D3. A lot of people said they will only come back if there's a D3, and you can't add everything to the game in D2 that you could with the D3. There's this little thing called the engine that's very old right now.
Mhm.
And even if the engine wasn't old, there's precedence with other games when they make like a Diablo 3, a Borderlands 4,
Right.
games like that, that it is easier to put new things in the game when you start from scratch versus building upon a current game. So there's very, very good technical reasons why we need a D3. Now, opinion wise, I'm not saying your opinion is wrong, but very, very good reasons why we need a D3 over a D2.
The main reason,
Love
of
you, man.
course, and you said this last week, what the main reason is to reset that engine, where it can handle more and ditch the
Yeah.
old consoles. We love you guys, but
Mhm.
come on, it's time to upgrade your console or get
Well,
a PC.
it's more than ditching the consoles because then people would say like, well, let's just ditch the consoles now and keep D2 going. It's more than that. You have to ditch the consoles and make a new engine
Yeah.
and restart the game
Yeah.
to actually have more things that are like, so you don't have the spaghetti code.
Right.
You know what I mean? The spaghetti code that's so hard to program on and stuff.
You know what
Um,
just occurred to me? I've been reading a lot of PSN news lately, and they are hinting that 2027 is when the PS6 is coming out. Wouldn't it be great to start building either a Destiny Online where they brought everything back into the game, or a Destiny 3 possibly to launch with that console? I know that's a very big pipe dream because that's only 2 years out.
yeah.
But if they
Yeah, and
have the
I think it'd be awesome. I know that they're not going to do that. Again, like people will be like, well, why talk about Destiny Online Origins 3 if it's not going to happen? Well, it's
right,
more because we're upset they didn't make that choice 3 years ago when they should have. And
yeah,
also to kind of prove to people that year after year, we've seen that Bungie is a lot of talk, but they don't bring all the things that they say claim that they can.
yeah,
And it's because of having less staff and having an older engine. Guaranteed. Like developers have said that, so that have leaked that information out. So, it doesn't mean Destiny 2 is horrible. It doesn't mean that they can't make Destiny 2 better, but there are things that they can't do with the current game.
yeah.
Um, so, but the game's great. I mean, I've been having fun raiding all the time, and
Hmm.
even if I don't do much of the other things in the game, the raids are still top tier.
Right.
But imagine too what could be done with raids in a new game if we think they're good now. Jeez,
I
we could have 12-person raids like World of Warcraft. And another thing, because I know someone brought up World of Warcraft recently about
Probably me.
trying to use that as an example of not having a new game. That's a very different thing. I'll tell you why. Because two things about it. First of all, World of Warcraft is only on PC,
Yeah.
and PC engine programming can get better easier than consoles and stuff.
Right.
So you can kind of update it more all the time. Also, World of Warcraft is a very rare example. Usually games most of the time need, or else why do we have this precedence? Battlefield 6, Borderlands 4, all these games,
Yeah.
Diablo 3, Diablo 4. Just because World of Warcraft can do it doesn't mean most games can do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So,
Well, the way we tied
yeah.
this in, this survey is if with Renegades coming out in about 6 weeks as of the date of this recording, what will be the future of the Destiny franchise if sales and returning players do not meet Bungie's expectations, or better yet, Sony's
Yeah.
expectations? So, I mean, the
Okay.
fact that,
Yeah. What do you think?
well, a couple notes here. The fact that the survey had our communities pretty split kind of alludes to the point that we really don't know how well Renegades will be received. Nearly half of the respondents said, more players, and half said about the same. My vote again was for about the same. But as I think about it, I think more will return to see what it's all about. Like we mentioned, there's people who prepaid for the year. They're going to get their money's worth. They're going to at least show up, at least hop in and see what the new lightsabers look like, that you can totally revamp the colors of and the different perks it has and stuff. But here's the thing. Will this be another Forsaken DLC? Or is it going to be more like a Shadowkeep DLC? I mean, have they put all hands on deck on the Renegades product? And that's maybe why we have so many bugs and stuff going on in the game, and why the portal system is so narrow right now in focus. Maybe they are putting all their eggs into that big, because think about it, they spent a lot of money for that Star Wars licensing. They have to put their eggs in that basket because they're hoping that's going to be they're hoping that's going to be that Forsaken that brings Destiny back into the light. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's wishful thinking too. Here's why. Because again, they told us the whole year of Edge of Fate will be
Yeah.
less content. And
Edge of Fate.
we've seen what's coming with Renegades. We're not even getting a new location. We're getting 3 old locations that are going to be revamped.
Yeah.
So I'm not as like high and mighty as everyone else is. Like Renegades is going to be the most amazing thing. I'm looking at the little signs. Like again, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm not saying it's going to be horrible.
Right.
I'm going to have fun with it. I had a lot of fun with Edge of Fate.
Yeah.
But I don't think just because people think it's Star Wars, it's going to be the most amazing thing in the world. Why did they tell us we'll have less content for this whole entire year? And why are we not even getting a new location if Renegades is supposed to be the most amazing thing ever?
Yeah, but think about the things they're bringing into the game that at least they shared in the Vidoc, which I thought was fantastic. It's Star Wars inspired. They have a Star Wars inspired storyline. The factions, the badass lightsabers that are going to be customizable. The fact that they have this 3 versus 1 new Gambit mode that they're going to be bringing in, that sounds a lot more fun than some abstract seasonal activity. That's something that could be repeatable because it is PvP. PVE, I guess you could say. Yeah, I mean, if the factions and activity and the progression model falls flat of what players expect, I can see a lot of players bailing out really
Yeah.
quick. And I think the
Well,
numbers may
that's
dip even lower than they are now.
yeah. So you say think about the things they're bringing, but
Yeah.
do you remember we've had the same conversation
I
for
know.
years?
We always do.
You've said the exact same thing about look at all the things they're going to be bringing to
The
Edge of
portal,
Fate.
I told you
And
though
then,
what I thought the portal was going to be. I thought it was going to be a drop down
yeah,
menu of all the strikes so I could jump in and play solo. That's what
yeah,
they
yeah.
kind of alluded
So,
to. And remember
and
they
I
also
thought the solo
talked
ops were
about,
going to be amazing.
well,
Remember, I
also,
thought the solo ops were going to be good. Yeah.
yeah, also remember the fact they said that they have this this AI that's built into the game that's going to depending on how good a players are in the actual activity, they're going to ramp it up or bring it down depending
Hmm.
on,
Hmm.
there's not going to be any spawn camping of enemies and all that stuff. I haven't seen anything that changes that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and remember they said the campaign's going to be like all like variable? No. The only thing that's variable is
Yeah.
at the very beginning. You can pick the top right or the
Right.
top
Yeah.
lower right zone, and then after that, it's on rails.
Yeah.
So they
Right.
promised us a lot of things, and could be the same thing with Renegades. I'm not
It could
saying
be.
it'll for sure be that way, but if you look year after year, there's a lot of promises, and they can't always live up to it. So
Well, the big question, Kingsley, is, and this kind of remains, is how is the new tiered loot going to work now that there will be no increase in reset of Guardian power? I mean, will everyone just start getting tier 5 loot now after putting in the early grind? Or
probably,
will Bungie put some kind of time gating in place to pace out the content rewards? Bungie could even change how
I
we
don't think so.
acquired high tier loot as well. They could come up with a whole new system of how you get tier 5 loot that doesn't depend on power anymore, which would be a big
Yeah.
disappointment for me because that's why I grind, is because I want to get those consistent tier 5 gear. And I don't know, man. I mean, the Vidoc Renegade's Vidoc got me excited. And I'm most looking forward
Yeah.
to that Syndicate Underground, how you gain rep for the factions and
Oh,
stuff.
but I told you about how that works in Renegades, and you may not love it.
Mm, okay.
Yeah. But I mean, you probably even got excited for the Shadowkeep fight, Doc, and we saw how that turned out.
Well, the
Yeah.
Shadowkeep Vidoc was more
Yeah.
mysterious. It didn't really show much, but I mean, they showed the 3v1 Gambit activity. I
Yeah.
mean, how well that's received, how long Astrocross plays that and keeps people interested in that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. It's a big question mark,
Yeah. Well, look, and we'll continue to have conversations on how the tail off is, because ultimately that's important too. But I really
Yeah,
was just kind of curious on the
right.
initial population.
Yeah,
And it really doesn't matter. We're just talking about these things for fun because what else is there to talk about, right? It's kind of
it's
like,
true.
but I thought it was a fun question to
I
have,
thought it was.
just to kind of just to
Well,
see.
yeah,
No one's opinion's wrong. Like, I hopefully it does great. Like, hopefully, I don't think it'll do great, but like, hopefully, it's twice the numbers
right.
of Edge of Fate, and then that'll be a good path.
Yeah,
And then it's even more likely that Bungie and Sony and everyone will be like, yeah, let's keep this momentum going,
yeah.
and put more development and stuff, hire more people.
Well, I thought it was a good survey. I appreciate you doing it this week, Kingsley, and giving me the week off because it was out of something to ask this time. And we're in that
Mhm.
slog right now, in the between the seasons where Destiny news is a little thinner, and I don't know. But I'll tell you this, man, there's a lot of competition out there this time around. We got Arc Raiders coming October 30th, and I don't know about you, but I'm probably going to jump in and try that. I've been watching a lot of streams on that,
Oh,
and I know it's an extraction shooter.
I do have a little thing to say about it.
Go for it.
Yeah,
Go
just a
for it.
2 minute thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did hop in the
You did the blast?
public playtest. Yeah.
What'd you think?
It's not for me. It's not for me
Yeah.
because look, the game is beautiful.
Yeah.
The visuals are great.
Right.
The sound design is good.
Yeah.
I thought I'd give it a try, even though I pretty much am not into extraction shooters and stuff. But let me tell you, it's kind of boring to me. It's like you're running around forever. Oh, and you can't even run the whole time because you get tired. So you're always
Stamina.
having to like slow
And if
down,
your
and
packs
then
are
you run
heavier.
again. You have to slow
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
The inventory management is a freaking pain.
Uh, I don't
Even
know,
though they
man.
added the PVE, even though they added the PVE elements to it, it's like few and far in between.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. The game's not for me for sure. I gave it a
Yeah.
try. that's okay, but I do think it'll do well. I'm just saying it's not for me.
They're saying the
So
devs were at TwitchCon. They said it was going to be a 10-year game. Where have we heard that before? Destiny is a 10-year game, over a 10-year game. So, I mean, we'll have to see. They've announced a lot of really cool stuff. The one thing they didn't announce, though, but I think this might help, and it goes back to my Battlefield 6. Have a practice server. Have a server where you have bot soldiers, players, and have it where you can practice and get better at the game. And then when you're done with the minor leagues, then you can jump into the public ones where you're playing real people. And, I like the proximity chat is kind of cool. I mean, I've really seen some funny things. Co Carnage loves this game, man. I was watching his stream today on that, and he is into it, man. He says he can't stop thinking about this game. Co, man, he's played a lot of games over his years streaming.
yeah, I think it'll do good.
But
Yeah,
if they, and I think Mylan mentioned this, if they made a PvE only mode, with bots that where you could practice, and this goes back to what I talked about last week. If Bungie opened up all the Crucible maps and not only set up a private match, but you could press a toggle switch where you can bring in however many players you want with you, or if not solo, and just practice shooting bots. Call of Duty's been doing this forever. Call of Duty had bots. You could populate any of the maps with bots, and you could even ramp up the difficulty level of the bots. How accurate did you want them to be? How aggressive did you want them to be? Man, Call of Duty has nailed this. And the fact that, I know it's a new game and it just got through its beta testing, it's a server slam, but if they had a game mode where you could jump in and learn all the maps, because these maps are enormous, man. I think there's 2 maps total.
they are. Yeah.
And learn how hard those bots are to shoot. I mean, talking about the actual bots in the game, the sentries and all the little Roombas that come at you in the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
They were kind of annoying, but
yes,
I
explode on you.
didn't say the game was bad because of that aspect.
No.
It's not for me.
Well,
But
you need more input probably. I mean, you're like the type of player who likes to run a storyline and a campaign probably where there's interaction more.
and like
Yeah.
and I don't want just some bots here and there. I want like in Division 2 where there's like a bunch of just enemies all placed kind of like a raid or something. I mean,
Right.
just all placed out strategically. And
Those raids
stuff.
were hard,
But,
man. I played those raids in Division 1. I played those raids and they were hard. We go in with our
Yeah.
fire team or whatever, our squad or whatever. And those bots were tough. It was so hectic sometimes I couldn't even keep up who were shooting who.
Yeah.
It gets really hectic
Or like
in
a
those
Destiny
raids.
raid
Yeah.
too. That's the type of thing that I like where
Yeah.
you're working with people,
Yeah.
either auto match made or ideally with the team you're talking to.
Right.
And that's why I still will always love raiding in
Yeah.
Destiny. I mean, I'm so excited. McMaximo, he's getting through Destiny 1 and he's going
Oh,
to get
that's right.
powered up so that we can take him through Wrath of the Machine raid.
Nice.
And I still have a crew on PlayStation that likes to play that from time to time.
Yeah, I got
so
all the gear
I'm
for that.
really
If you ever
looking
want,
forward
if
to
you need a 6,
that.
let me know.
We'll
That'd
bring
be-
you in. Yeah, we will.
That'd bring back. Hopefully the 30 frames won't get me seasick, because now that I'm so
You get
worse,
used to it after
I'm
like
so
5
used to
minutes.
60 and 120. It's really tough going back to 30.
I know, right?
It messes with my eyes, and I already have dizziness issues as it is, being old. But I tell you though, Battlefield 6, Arc Raiders, and you have the latest Call of Duty coming out in the fall. You got a lot of game. Oh, I didn't even mention it.
Outer Worlds 2.
Outer Worlds 2 got great reviews, man. I might
I'm gonna
even
be doing
dabble
day
into
one.
that.
I'm excited.
I've got PC Game Pass. I can also get it on PS5.
Yeah,
It's
me too.
available everywhere. I might be tempted to try that game as well going into the winter time. There's a lot of competition, man, and this ain't the same Destiny game that it was back when no one else could touch them. The
Yeah.
studios have caught
Well-
up, man. They've caught up. They've adopted a lot of systems that Bungie brought in back in 2014 that a lot of games have now. And I don't know, man. It's just not the same time. I'm just hope I'm really worried because, like I mentioned last week, the thought never crossed my mind in the early days of Destiny 2 or even Destiny that the game could be canceled or at least minimized or maybe lost support for. However way people however way studios walk away from a game. But it crosses my mind now that could possibly be the case. And the fact that they're offering all of these returning player bonuses and returners buffs and stuff gives me pause a little bit. I will see. I don't think it'll
Okay.
have much. I don't think it'll have much impact
Yeah.
because the price alone should be enough to get people to jump in, right?
Yeah, but also again, even with this price, no one's bought it yet.
I
In
know.
fact, we want to hear from you. If you had not bought Edge of Fate and you're somehow listening
Yeah.
to this podcast, are you now tempted to buy Renegades for 35
Well,
where before
Deadpool
you
said he's going
weren't?
to get it.
We want to hear from you.
Yeah, Deadpool said he needs to
Who?
get it. So we know Deadpool needs
No,
to
but
get it.
that's different. Deadpool
Yeah,
plays the game anyways.
that's
He's
true.
talking about
That's true.
on another system.
Yeah.
Um, I'm talking about if you haven't been playing and if somehow you're listening to this, now that'd be a
Right.
very unique audience. Now, on the question on the game dying, I don't think, okay, it would have to be Renegades doesn't do that well. And that, again, we don't know what Bungie means as well. Like it could be, and what Sony thinks as well. So it could be they do 20% better and that's still not good enough for them. But anyways, it would have to be Renegades does not do well and Marathon does not do well. If that happens, then my prediction is 6 months from now we'll hear something about the state of the game. But that's like a 50-50. I'm not worried that the game's shutting down. Um, if both those things do really bad, then I give us 6 months to hear kind of like if they're going to keep it going or not. But
Well, yeah.
it's possible.
I mean, this is the
Possible.
last
Yeah.
update before the next big thing is what Shadow the update for Renegades. I can't remember what it's called. Shadow and something. Shadow
Oh
Warriors,
yeah,
something like that.
I forget too.
They put a graphic up one time and I wrote it all down, but yeah,
Okay.
the major, I think the major blunder that Bungie made with Edge of Fate, the story was awesome. The raid is awesome. The epic raid I haven't played yet, but I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to definitely jump into that eventually once we get comfortable enough with so many runs doing the regular raid. It's the progression system, man. The tiered loot is outstanding. You gave us the carrot. You gave us the reason to grind. And then you did what Bungie always does. You created a, 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 a juggernaut where we had to really, I think you expected us, we were going to grind a lot more than we did. And the fact that the progression system now that is finally in place is much faster. This should have been in place in day one. And they should have seen right away, no. Because we were, face it, it was the newest toy. There wasn't anything else to play. So we were infatuated with grinding. But what you'll realize as if you go up in power, the power alone is not good enough anymore. Now you got to play with all these. I'm not an ultimate yet. I've been playing Grandmaster. I've kind of gotten used to him now. But playing the Grandmaster solo ops now, which again, I don't think ranks you up fast enough in power versus they really want you to play Fire Team and Pinnacle Ops a lot more than solo ops. But the fact that they're adding more drops and those extra drops are of power or more powerful, it screams the fact that should have been in place. And they should have known that if trying to get my thoughts around this, if they should have known right away that if it was too punishing. And unfortunately, at the beginning of the game, because it was new, not many people were complaining about it yet because they had not reached up to higher power levels yet. And think about it, we would have had to, at 450, we would have had to start getting prime Ingrams, which only drop occasionally. Think about how long that would take. I mean, they did the math. It was ridiculous what they were
Yeah, you
thinking,
could go forever on that.
which
Yeah.
goes back to play testing. Someone should have play tested this
Well,
6 months ago. And
so yeah.
they made changes too late. They lost too many players before they finally corrected it, and they flinched. They didn't, they should have flinched. They should have flinched a lot earlier and made these changes. So,
So I'm not convinced most people stopped playing though because of the progression changes. I'm really curious, and this would be too hard to
yep,
do the question because we'd have to talk to people that have told left. But like,
it's true.
I'm curious for people that like don't play now. Is it because of the progression system or because of not that much content? You know,
Well,
that's what I'm really curious about. because you still
Yeah,
play. A lot of people still play even when the
I do.
progression system was
I
bad.
still play solo ops every day,
So
just
the
about
people
every
that
day.
actually don't play, isn't it probably more likely because of content, not
I
the
think it
progression
might.
system?
I mean, I've been grinding since day one, and granted I don't
Hmm.
play a lot every day, but I log in to at least
Yeah.
get the weekly seasonal stuff, working toward that. And I'm at max power is
Yeah. So
I'm
like
at
the
447 and a
progression
half.
system, even though we're complaining about it, a lot of
Yeah,
people in our communities are still playing. So again, for the people that
yeah.
have stopped playing, it probably is not because of the progression system. My guess is because of content, but I
It,
could be wrong, you know.
well, like I said last week, once you finish the story, and the story was a lot of fun. It was very engaging. Once you got through the story, then they're like, okay, now run it on Fabled, and then run it on Mythic. And you'd finished. I ran through the Fabled story. I just got the very last one to do, and I could not believe it when the chest opened in Fabled. You got like a super, not even a big reward, but you got these planetary materials that you can only use on Kepler at the exchange center when you're trying to focus weapons and stuff. And
Yeah.
I don't even care about those weapons anymore, really. I mean, maybe I'll go back and look into it, but that they didn't give
But
you
I'm also
anything
like,
for running Fabled and Mythic. I'm afraid to even ask what I'm going to get in Mythic. It's probably going to be nothing out of those chests either. You
yeah.
got to reward people for that. They're playing the story again.
But also, a lot of people leave for, when I talk about content, I mean actual things to do and not just the rewards.
Right,
Um,
right. You need to have a player
Now,
loop.
here's one thing that could be a wild card of when we were talking about all the things coming for Renegades.
Hmm.
Believe it or not, the one thing that might really help with content is the revamped Gambit.
Might.
That might be the wild card. That might be the wild card.
Well, it's going to bring some
You
of your
know.
PvP players back that are going to want to crap on us PvE players that jump in there and realize, oh crap,
Hmm.
I'm not indestructible here. Those three people really know what they're doing. It'll all depend. It'll all depend on because we still have a small group of players that play Gambit still. I'm guessing like 2,000 people maybe that
It's
play.
kind of even more broken now. There was it like Lucky or Esther. Someone was trying to go in, and it was like even more broken than expected. So
Oh,
the small players is basically no one right now. So it'll be
yeah.
good to have Gambit back in
So the
some
only
form.
people you're going to face in Gambit aren't regular players. They're going to be people who've basically
Yeah.
basically memorized everything in Gambit. So they're going to know exactly where to go, they're going to know exactly where the invaders are coming in. They'll have it covered. They'll have a good system down. And don't get me wrong, it's a fun game mode. I played a ton of Gambit. I got dredging like every season for a while there, and I finally just let it go. But I was hoping they bring in something like a Gambit Prime back again. And like I said, we'll see what this new Gambit, revamped Gambit does. But a lot of questions, man. There's a lot of questions up
Yeah.
in the air, and nobody really has an answer for it, which is kind of why our survey was kind of split, because I don't think there's a lot of unknowns here that we don't know. But if Renegades flops bad, I know we prepaid up to what,
I don't think
Shadow
it
and
will, though.
Order,
Look, if
Shadow and
Renegades
Order.
flops bad, yeah, something like that. Boy, I almost want to give a bet because
Yeah,
unless people think I'm like too realistic and negative a lot of the time, if for some reason Renegades flops bad, let's think of a thing I can like delete a character or something because I don't think Renegades will flop. I just don't think it'll do great. You know?
it comes down to the same question: how long are they gonna be able to hold us to play these activities? That's
Yeah.
been Destiny's problem for a while now, for years, is whether it was the whether it was the drop, the trickle down stuff that they were doing with seasonal stuff, stringing us along with weekly stories that really didn't mean anything, or if it's
Hmm.
we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see how they
Yeah.
if they can keep our attention. If there's I've said this a while now, they have to have some kind of repetitive player loop that's rewarding. And in order to make
And they need to have more content.
a player loop that's exciting and not always the same, where you're memorizing everything, you have to introduce some multiplayer in there, which is again why I said they really dropped the ball with Crucible, because that's what held a lot of people in playing Destiny while there wasn't any PvE story or anything to do. We would
Yeah.
jump in and
Damn, it
play
might help.
Crucible. Now it's so
Hmm.
full of cheaters on PC. A console, you still get people that are cheating in console too. You got people using Zims. You got people using modded controllers where they're firing their weapon like twice the speed. Stuff like that. It's not as noticeable as it is on PC where people are like shooting you with a super 5 times in a row. Or skipping all over, or have frickin' radar where they can just shoot you as soon as you poke your head out from somewhere. In console, it's more about, was that a modded controller? Because man, he really hit me fast, and I don't think he had a buff going. You start double thinking about it. And now I go in, and it just doesn't matter because the game's lost. Crucible's been abused so much that it's just a fun time now. I can't even take it seriously anymore.
Yeah.
And you noticed on my list of competitors, I did not list Marathon. That's how little I'm thinking about Marathon right now. And it's too bad because they're throwing all the PvP crew at Marathon. And if that doesn't land, I agree, man. Sony's going to have to take a really hard look at Destiny and at Bungie Studios. We just don't know how that's going to...
Yeah.
I mean, they've been known to dismantle studios, but the fact that they're part of the PlayStation Studios now, maybe that'll give them a little bit of a firewall. We'll have to see. Maybe they'll give them something else to do. And like I said earlier, maybe instead of a Destiny 3, maybe come up with a whole new space opera that is Destiny-like, but totally new. Like, I mean, just new characters, everything new.
Totally new. Yeah.
No more NPCs, like someone totally new we don't even know, and no longer in the solar system. We're going to be somewhere in some weird world that we don't even recognize that kind of stuff. That might be the way they need to go because Destiny's been played out. That we know the characters, we know the stories, we know their histories. Anyway.
And then people also won't complain that, we have to start over, because if you're getting a different game, it's expected. You have to start new versus like, why couldn't we keep all our stuff from Destiny 2?
No, they need to wipe it.
Yeah.
If you want to play Destiny, it's like Destiny 1. You want to keep all your gear, go back to playing Destiny 1. All your gear's still in there, still in your vault, it's still on your characters. If you want to play Destiny 2, come back, all your vault will be there, everything will be there. They'll still support the game. It'll still be open to play. But the new game will be totally different with your starting over, which I kind of thought that's what Edge of Fate was going to be, but of
course he did.
They just didn't. I just don't think they realized they needed a lot more content, even though they were telling everybody, hey, we're not going to do as much content. And I think maybe even the department heads were maybe even like really excited and had all these great ideas, but they just don't have the manpower they used to. They can't they can't wish that stuff into existence anymore. And maybe down the road, AI will make it easier for studios with smaller members to do that.
Maybe.
I'm hoping that's one positive thing about AI going into the future, but it's too early. We don't know. New engine, new game.
Long story short, seems like it's a 50-50 is what everyone in our community and what we think too.
It's up in the air. Yeah. I think we mostly agree that it'll be about the same, but I'm edging toward it being at least a 20% bump. I mean, if it's
you can't pick both, so
I know I didn't change my answer.
Vote. Yeah,
I guess I'll be the contrarian here, and I'll say that instead of 700,000, I'll say it'll hit 1 million. That's over.
Well, then
that's
so
over 20%.
You are changing your answer to because that's not the same.
I'm just hedging.
That's not within 10%.
It's over 10%. So yeah, 7, 10, be 7. Yeah, okay.
So you think it'll do more?
I'm thinking the number will be. I'm thinking the number will be instead of 780,000, I think I said, with Edge of Fate, I think it'll be, let's just say 850,000. That's over 10%.
Okay. But that's right around.
That's a nice bump.
So you want to have both answers. You really do.
I think it's really going to be in between both answers. I think it'll be a small bump, but I don't think it's be a big a bump as everyone thinks it'll be. So time will tell. We'll see.
Yeah. Fair.
Anything else?
Topic.
Yeah, good topic.
No,
good topic.
I need to use the restroom myself.
Well, I was just going to say that's our show. We're done.
Yeah.
That's everything we're going to talk about tonight. So, thanks everyone who hung out with us in the chat tonight. Well, we're right at 2+ hours, so we're right in our schedule of when we do. It's not exactly a short show, but Yeah, that's it tonight. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us. And hey, hope everybody enjoys Festival of the Lost. You know, we got an extra week now, so maybe they'll iron out these bugs or we can actually jump in and have fun. I'm going to be collecting candy like a madman. I'll be buying all kinds of Ingrams and masks and whatever I got to do for that stuff. So thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you guys in the Discord. Later, Guardians.
And have a good one.